Oh, Steve, stop being so impatient. Give me 1 second. 1 sec. You guys gotta act just normal. You got me feeling like you missed me or something. Can't be having that, man. Can't be having that. I might have to go on a month-long hiatus, you know, just to make sure we keep this casual. I'm so stupid. Yo, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Bomba didn't visit anything, Vic. I cleaned the tank myself. It's been looking very nice. You're welcome. Actually, I haven't seen Bomba in a minute. He's actually been pretty busy getting his 5th doctorate in aquascaping, but I think this one's with a new specialization. Um, it's called CO2 maxing. I don't know. This shit's new to me. All right. Let me see if I can switch my audio. We can get into it. Hello. How does this sound? We sounding all right? Let me put an EQ on this, bro. Actually, I'm not gonna do this. Let me focus. All right, let me get myself on the screen here. We're back. We're back. Oh my god, I need to cut my hair. Holy. Holy. That's how you know we're getting started. What have you guys been up to? What are you doing? I see people in the chat already bustling. It's like if I'm not on time, I'm late. I don't get what's up with you people. What's up, Cam Jam, Mick, of course, JP Jeffries, Big Steve, Jeremy, yo, Big Diana Roach in the building. Thank you. I see you. Oh, Pod Squad, bees on the table. It's bees on the table. That's what's up. Steve. Yeah, I'm commencing. All right. Let's get into these things. Also, the glass of the tank isn't scratched. If you see those smudges, it's actually the back of the chair that I had sitting in front of this tank had like some tape residue on it, and when I like backed up too far, it like smudged it against the glass. I just need to get a razor blade and get the rest off, but it's fine. So this tank, I'm putting on the screen for the stream to remind myself I have to get the cories out of this tank because I want to focus on breeding these cories because the tetras eating their eggs. I also want to breed these damn tetras, right? I've had them for a while. And to give myself some credit, I can say that I've been growing them out. Okay, I mean, the time passed probably a few months ago, but like they're maybe like 2.5 times bigger than when I got them. So now I think they're really ready. So it's time to get the cories out of there. I got to try and breed these tetras, and that's part of my whole optimization of the room thing I've been doing anyway. I had a great talk with an amazing breeder at the swap, and it definitely got me inspired to kind of keep working on getting things optimized and getting to breeding hundreds and hundreds of fish. You know what I mean? And thanks, Jeremy, for letting me know it sounds good. Beto, that is Beto, right? I think it's showing me the different picture. You change your profile picture? Those aren't eggs in the moss. I just put some gold. I think it was golden pearls in there. Which, by the way, we'll have to do a dedicated stream when I find my macro lens. But the Kins fish golden pearls, I got like a bunch of different sizes. It's hard not to just feed only golden pearls of the various sizes. I can do like the 100 micron, I can do the 400 micron, I can do the 600, like whatever I'm feeling. It makes things very easy. So, shout out to Kins Fish. Okay. So, let's get into today. We are going to, I want to review fish. We've reviewed tanks. This is something different. This is a bit of a test. So whether or not this is a success is up to you. And we're going to have to come up with the criteria for how we're going to review fish. As always, it's mostly for fun. I doubt we're going to roast anyone's fish super big, but don't tell the fish if it's going to take offense. Just don't tell us it. Well, we need to rate the fish out of 42 on some scale. The main purpose of this, though, is I want to see more fish, because we see the tanks, it's fine. I want to see the fish. That's why I got the camera. These are my fish for today, okay? So I got the black arrow tetra, the Impictes luziere that was just described a little bit ago. I got my school those in there. That's my fish picks for today, okay? But I want to see your fish picks. I want to see who really got fishes out here, okay? Who's been getting fishes? That's what I want to know. So I'm putting the link to the channel in the Discord in the chat. Send your fish picks. Send your fish picks here. All right. Send the pictures of your fish so we can all enjoy them, see what people are keeping. And then as those photos are coming in, I'll go over some of our other topics. So there's some breeding reports I kind of want to get to reading. Just even if it's a fish I'm not interested in, it's always nice seeing how people set up different things, or just reading about how different fish spawn, expand your general knowledge. Maybe you'll be able to apply it to a similar fish. You never know. And then I want to go over the Maryland Aquarium Hobbyist Swap I just went to, which, one second, I got to get the SD card out of my camera real quick. But I took some photos. Second. All right. Cool. Let's see how being back streaming is. Maybe I'll be like, why did I come back? No, joking. All right. Beto said roasts are fun, and I'm just changing the pick, trying it out. I might change it again. Okay. So, a couple things. This was last weekend. JP said I had to rush my fish picks. Was expecting tank review. Fish picks are difficult. Yeah, see, we're not doing the tank review yet. I had to switch it up. For some reason, I just wasn't in the mood for the tank review. But the fish review, I was ready for the fish review. What can I say, man? Every now and then, I just get the urge to look at some fish. Ink said Corys don't eat the shrimplets. I've never noticed them doing it myself. I'm sure that they, it's possible, but Corys and shrimp have not been something that I've been concerned about. The Corys don't seem to affect the shrimp populations that much. But all right, let's get into what the swap was. So last Saturday, I went to the Maryland Aquarium Hobbyist Swap, and there's a couple of things that are interesting about this. I actually ended up not taking that many pictures. I just, was busy running around, which we're about to get into. What's up? 186 said, let's go. Pause. Wait, why pause? Holy. So, first thing about this swap, I wasn't just going. I, of course, was taking fish to this swap. But on top of that, we were trying out a new thing for the club where my club that I'm a part of, the Aquarius Society of Central Maryland, we decided to try having the club get a table at the Maryland Aquarium Hobbyist Swap. By the way, what's up, Gia and Yu-Yo? How's it going? Welcome. So the whole idea was basically, look, people in the club, they breed fish. They might not have enough fish to justify actually getting a table at the swap by themselves. What if the club used our money that we've raised from membership fees and whatnot to get a table at the swap, and anyone that's a paid member to the club can come along, put stuff on the table and sell stuff on the table. It was a new concept that we're trying. I think some other clubs have done it before, but it's the first time we tried it. So let me go to a picture of our table that we had real quick. And spoiler alert, it was a pretty big success. This is the decision we made though, and it might change in the future if we try it again. But how do we go about, like, when you do an auction, historically the club often takes a cut. When you do a swap and the club's running, you pay for tables. We decided the payment is they bought the membership fee, and we took the gamble that we just get new members at the swap and that would pay for the table. And bro, it actually went really well. I think we got like at least 7 or more new members at the swap, which we actually made some money off of just that. And then a couple of different members that were selling stuff on the table sold at least $100-$200 worth of fish or shrimp they bought, and then they took that and they went and bought stuff at the swap. So I thought it was a pretty big success. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the photo of our table. I know I made them pose for at least one photo. There's no way that I didn't. Hold up. Maybe it's in this other folder. I distinctly remember having them pose for a photo. Ah, there it is. Okay. Shout out to all the members that brought stuff and made the table exciting, by the way, because the only reason that we got people coming over and getting interested in the club and getting a membership is because you come to the table and you see all the stuff that people are breeding. You're like, yo, I want to be a part of this club. Like, oh, this guy got this guy that got that. And you definitely want to show up for the next auction. So shout out to Big Steve. Big Steve brought some stuff that was very nice. Grace and myself, we brought some stuff. And then before I get into even the table photo, one of the reasons why I was running around so much is because I had to go over about a 50-minute drive to pick up my guy, Ross Baltimore, and his cute little puppy. And Ross Baltimore brought some stuff. I think Sammy brought some stuff too. I think Victoria brought a bag of duckweed. So here is the gang at the table. And we have our little display that we made for the club swaps. So here's all the little bags of stuff all neatly inside. And then, of course, Big Steve has his patented fancy bags that are very tight and got the nice labels on them. So thank you, Big Steve. Brought some nice stuff. There was a pack of Nanochromis even. Oh my goodness, a 7-pack. Beto said, do you want video or pics of fish for the roast? Let's go with pictures. So my day, I actually had to wake up. I woke up at like 5 a.m. because I wanted to catch some stuff. Then I wanted to go pick up Ross. It's going to take me an hour. And then setup time technically started at like 9. So I was like, I'm going to go leave and get to Ross's at like 7, come back at 8. Then in an hour, I'm going to bag the rest of my stuff and get to the thing. Gia said, nice turnout. Hope to make it to the next one. Come on, man. It was fun, but yeah, there's always another one. I appreciate that. And I wish that I had time to bag more stuff because the first hour was definitely like a rush. And I'm going to break down everything people brought and kind of what sold and things like that. But I went at 7. I was going to get to Ross's like 7, be back at 8, bag stuff, then go in. But of course, I miscalculated. Ross wasn't quite ready at 8, so I left a little later. I ended up being late. Luckily, this time, for the first time ever, the event is like 10 minutes from where I live. So I was able to go drop Ross off and the dog off and his fish, then run back home, bag a bunch of stuff up more, and then run back over. But it was fun. And like I said, we got a good amount of members that paid for the table and everything, and our members got to sell some stuff. Now I'll show you some. I gotta pull some photos from my phone too, but I'll show you some photos of like the general room that I took. Oh, this is another one from our table. Steve brought some spiky isopods. We got some grundle worms here. I had 2 pink crayfish that everyone picked up the crayfish and was like, oh my God, it's so cool. And I heard the same thing every time. Oh my God, they're so cool. They're beautiful. I want one. And then either the person holding it or like what was often their significant other next to them would be like, yeah, but that's going to kill all my fish, which is kind of funny. I noticed this dynamic. If it was a pair of two people, that person that was, sometimes it was the person that was less into the fish, clearly, that saw the crayfish, you're like, whoa, what's that? And then picked it up. And then the person that was the most into fish was like, I don't think so. I like my plants. I like my fish. So the pink crayfish did not get sold, but they did get admired. This was a different than a lot of swaps I go to because there was a bunch of saltwater stuff that I know nothing about. There's also an entire table dedicated to driftwood. We had Wild West driftwood. I'm trying to find a more expanded photo because he had a bunch. And then one thing that was really cool was a local store, Capital Exotics, came and set up a nice table. And I thought they had some nice little displays here. I tried to get, some aesthetic. I didn't take that many photos. I was too busy trying to help run the table and things like that. But Capital Exotics came. They set up a table, had some tissue cultures, had some plant food. Come on, UNS was looking fancy. Some twin star lights, the fancy aquascaping stuff for sure. I'll be honest, I didn't even look at the saltwater tables while I was there. Then we had a bunch of cool freshwater vendors were there. That's what I'm more focused on. I think I have those pictures on my phone, so I'm about to take a second. To the right of our table, we were right next to Saburai, which was a good place to be because they had a bunch of cool fish over there. But I'll be honest, this dog, it was sucking up a lot of attention. Ross, his dog was competing with the fish. I mean, all day long. Oh my God, you have the cutest dog! And the dog was just loving it. I know Ross. He's a proud father. He was like, yeah, that's right. My dog is cute. Tanner did a good job. There was quite a lot of raffle items that I couldn't even keep up with, and I'm trying to get some room photos. But there was a lot of people there. There was definitely a lot of people there. It wasn't too crowded though. I felt like it was a good space. And okay, let me talk about some of the stuff on our table a bit real quick. Adam said, what if my fish won't stay still? I mean, you could try sending a video. It just takes longer for me to pull it up on stream sometimes. Maybe say, hey peeps, what are we doing? We're doing fish pics. People are sending in pictures of their fish. We're going to bring them up on stream and review them. And then I'm also going over this event that I went to. I'm talking about that some. Oh, here's a more zoomed out photo. This is near the end a little bit more. But you can see this guy. He had 2 tables of driftwood plus this shelf. And then we had some sea stuff over here. And then right behind here, which you can't quite see, you can just see the hint of their display. Small World Aquatics was right over there. So where our table was at, you could see Small World and Saburai, and I could look at the wood across ponds, and it was a great time. So yeah, you can see on the right Saburai here. Come on, man. Come on. This guy's he's really eyeing up whatever fish he's looking at. That's how you know it's good. So some of the stuff that people brought to our table that actually made it. We had some angels from Ross. I don't think those sold. We had Sammy. She brought a bunch of shrimp. I think these are the shrimp bags over here. Cute little shrimp bags. Good amount of those sold. She was selling them for $15 for a little bag of shrimp. Then we had some green dragon, longfin green dragon plecos over here. Some other plecos. I think Grace and Matt brought some Avanacarp Immaculata and some Etiquetta, the zebra cars. Let's see, what else am I forgetting that people brought? I brought 3 or 4 bags of hill streams, and they all sold. I also bought 3 bags of aquatic isopods. Again, I was running out of time. Those all sold, and people kept coming up asking me if I still had any, and I had to tell them you got to come to the next meeting, which was unfortunate, but it is what it is. I brought 4 bags with pairs of juvenile Fundula Panchex Gardner P82s. I tried to sell them for $20 a pair just to see. I didn't know what to put the prices at for anything. Then I marked it down to $10. No one seemed to really want them. The lid seemed to be the hold up for a lot of people, I'm not gonna lie. But at the end, and this is one of the great things about a store being at the swap, at the end, the Capital Exotics Jonathan, real nice guy, he came up and he was like, hey, can I buy all the Gardenerite pairs? And I was like, let's go, hell yeah. So those all went to Capital Exotics. I gotta check in and see how those are doing. You can see the duckweed bag here that did not sell. Lots of people, because Big Steve has the whiptails, a lot of people came up asking if we had red lizard whiptails. And yeah, they were gone by the time most people asked about them. So, and you can see here we have a group of 3 unsexed Havana Carb Immaculata, and I actually missed what the price was. This is one for 25, one unsexed. That's not too bad. I actually did not really look at everyone's prices. For my hill streams, I did 2 hill streams for $20, so those went pretty quick. So, yeah, I heard a couple people when they came to our table, like talking to each other, be like, oh, there's a lot of good stuff, and the prices are great too. I mean, a lot of folks aren't that experienced selling at swaps. When you're just like myself or someone else that's just a member of a club, like, okay, let me put this fish on the table. You don't know what to price anything. So some stuff might have been too high and that's why I didn't go. And some stuff might have been too low and that's why I went fast. But I definitely say I'm proud of the isopod agenda. People bought all the aquatic isopods. I think the only terrestrial isopods someone wanted was the Percelio Hoffmangzi or the Titan ones. I think those are the only ones that I sold. Again to Jonathan. See, that's my guy. Got great taste. I don't know what to say. But all in all, really great experience. You know, we did the club table. We had the join today. And I think we'll do this again when it makes sense. Just have the better said dude 2 for 20 on the hill streams. I mean, they're a little bit small. And I had someone come up to the table and they had gotten isopods from me before, and they told me about how like their colony was exploding and how much they love how they climbed up stuff and jumped off. And I had a few people come up that had heard about them being at the table and stuff and were interested. So listen, the isopod agenda is still got so much to grow, but it's moving so fast. Like, people are very interested. I'm telling you, there's like nice looking terrestrial isopods next to these bags of aquatic isopods. I was doing 10 for 20. And they sold very quickly. So I should have brought more, but hey, I said you got to come to the meeting, man. You got to come to the meetings. So let me double check my photos from my phone, see if I have any other photos that I could bring up. But I definitely, I think it's cool seeing stores have a table at the swap. That was pretty nice to see. Ooh, yes, I have some photos on my phone real quick. There was a nice display that I saw. I wanna highlight. Hold up. Isopod agenda. That's what I'm saying. JP, you're right. Come on, Pod Squad. All right, so here's one of my favorite displays that I saw at the swap. And the one thing that stood out about it to me was it was just the vibe, the overall aesthetic. So because of how my phone takes pictures, it's a little bit brighter than honestly it looked in person. But it was pretty simple. You got the 3 tanks in the front, which I really love tanks over bags. The bags are nice. But I think if we do this again, I would love for the club to I wanted to have a display tank, but Bamba was going to do one, but he ended up not being able to make it. But even just having tanks for stuff you're selling, some things like the crayfish don't look that as good as they could in the bag. Like, some stuff colors down, some stuff is harder for people to see. This guy had a bunch of Rift Lake cichlids, and the back was black and the sides were black. And he had just the lid lights in it, but it had a really nice spotlight effect. In person, it wasn't overexposed, you know what I mean? It just had a really nice spotlight effect, but the sides were darker, and the fish just, to me, looked really nice. And honestly, I don't know how many fish he sold. He could have brought like 1 billion, But I wish I had a place to put these. The fish looked really nice, and I felt like the prices on them were really good. Electric blue Acara 3 for 20 is honestly pretty great. When I go into the stores, they're selling them for a lot more than that. Up here, you had polar parrots 3 for 12, and then I think this is Electric Labs. It was 3 for 20. I missed what this is. Then OB cichlids 3 for 18, and then strawberry cichlids 3 for 18. So, hey, I don't know if this guy's a bunch. Hey, if someone wants to buy wholesale a bunch of Rifflick cichlids, you got to figure out who this is and see. You could probably buy these, sell them. But they looked really nice, really good. I wish I could remember what the table name was. 1 second. Actually, I can look up the chart because I want to make sure I give credit to this great table. But I'm definitely looking at that for inspiration. A simple riser for the table with some tanks. But here's the thing that's hard to really beat. He said he got all of the tanks at one yard sale. So that's why it's so uniform, because he got all of the tanks at one yard sale, which is just luck that I haven't quite come across yet. And I think he got a lot more tanks than that. Here's another viewpoint I just saw from the Facebook of this table, just so you can get. I think this shows off just the aesthetic of it a bit better, because you can see it's got this paint on the side, and he even has a black tub here. I'm trying to remember what he had in it, but he had some tubs too that were black. So you know me, I'm one of those people. If I could wear all black every day, I would. So it kind of just matched. It matched my overall vibe. Okay, I'm on the Facebook now. We got more photos. We got some more photos. Oh, this is going to be great. So let me pull up the chart of vendors, so as we're going, I can properly give credit to who's who. So this is where our table is across from Wild West. We actually ended up being here. Small World ended up being like here. So this isn't totally... yes! It was at the tip of my tongue. So this should be Jerry Stanley over here that I was just looking at with the display I really like. So shout out to Jerry Stanley. Talked to him a little bit. It was very nice. But I always... Bro, I know it's in the sign right here. Bro, I always forget this shit in the moment. I'm so bad. Okay, shout out to Jerry Stanley. He's very nice. If you see him at a swap, please buy some fish from him. Support this display. All right, let me double check on the chat real quick because I totally lost focus. I see people keep them in little containers and then bag them for people if they buy them. Yep, I like that. Mick said Lake Malawi and Tanganyika get more and more exposed to pollution and habitat destruction. Where will we be in 15 years? Come on, Mick. I'll try to look at the damn swap. You gotta remind me of impending doom. Broom says it depends on the fish as the if it will calm down and show well in the tank. A lot will not calm down enough to make it worth the tank setup. Okay, that's a good perspective, Mr. Broom. What are some fish that you guys feel like do benefit from being in the tank? Is this a good example of them? Because these ones seem to be good, but they're ones that you would keep. They got a bunch of them together and they're kind of bigger. I don't know. I think the crayfish, I think it would work for, honestly. Because every time I put them in the bag, like they're so bright pink when I put them in the bag. Even in the cup where I catch them in. But as soon as they go into the bag, it's pale pink. It drives me crazy. The only reason I got them in the first place is because I went to Ross's house and they look so good. Even though I don't generally keep stuff that gets this big. I had to. They would just look too good. So... I'm about to clear out the 50-gallon of fish that I'd be worried about and put them in there because I really like the crayfish quite a bit. All right, here's another table. This is someone that, it was funny. She's actually a member of our club. She's like, of course, I saw at the table after I already bought mine. But she actually had way too much stuff anyways, so she definitely needed her own table. And this is going to be Dorothy Whelan. Also a very nice lady. I did have beef with her when I first met her because Bamba was selling Buse out of his Louis Vuitton bag, the Louis Buston, as we call it. And I was about to buy some Buse from this diabolical character. And this nice lady walks up to him and just buys his entire bag of boosts, his entire Louis Vuitton, right out from under me. So when I first met Dorothy, you know, I had some animosity, but we've worked it out. So I really liked her table quite a bit. In fact, the only fish I bought at the swap was from Dorothy. It's a species I already have, but I wanted to support. You guys guess what I bought at some point. Embroom said, about any African cichlid will look good in a tank display. Okay. Well, then we got the right situation. Selling views to reef tank keepers is nasty. LOLJK. No. This is fresh. This is fresh. Gotta have the boost. Small World, they do all their fish in like the little tank displays, and now I gotta think about which ones. I feel like most of them do look better that way, but they're smaller fish too, so that's another thing. I feel like killifish are one that I would do in the tanks because some of them you have to see them in the, like the Rivulus I have, it's not gonna look right in the bag. Also, some of them that are more subtle, you need that light hitting them. And you could just have like a flashlight or something like that, but I do think killifish are one that, especially since people seem to not be that familiar with them, from what I can tell at this swap especially. Although I feel like there's, because of the reef aspect and the fact it was kind of a different crowd, and that played into it. But people usually don't understand what they really look like unless they know what it is. So I really liked Dot's table. She had some shrimp. She said it was from Mother Shrimp. I almost got them. It was 5 of them for $25, I believe. But they're all really high quality shrimp. I know who she got them from originally. They're very particular about the quality of their shrimp and that kind of thing. And there was a lot of cute stuff about the table, you know. Like, she had speaking of killifish, she had a killifish bucket. We had In Corthal's gold male. We had FP gold P82. We had P82 blues. We had some Plethari in the killifish bucket. I just thought that was funny. I was like, killifish bucket, okay. And then here's a picture. I got like a shaky phone picture of the shrimp here, but these are some blue ones. It's shaky, but you can see they are very nice, very blue. I'm seeing blue lakes that are out of focus, but very nice. What's up, Minamoto? Minato, how's it going? Dion said, sorry, can't get any of my skittish cores of autos. Have you seen one Endler? You've seen them all. Oh my gosh. Yes, we're gonna get to the fish picks. We're gonna get to the fish picks soon. But I'm giving you guys, you got to get the picks in. Come on. The Discord chat is buzzing. I am seeing them, so I'm getting excited, but also nervous. What kind of fish I'm gonna have to see? Here's another thing of the table. So I like this. She had the boost in a little bowl, so you could really see it. It's almost like the same thing we're talking about the fish. You want to put the fish in the container to sell it? Is there plants that you should just float in a container to be easier to sell them? I feel like this is a nice way to sell boost, though. And yeah, you can see orange Sunkiss 5 for $25, fire red 5 for $25, blue dream 5 for $25. So that's the shrimp. Then we got guppy grass, trident fern, Java fern, Rotala, contortion valsnaria. Okay, Buse philandra, unknown species. Ooh, mystery. Had some crypts. There was a lot of plants. Bags of moss looks like for 6. Wait, is that no 4, 6? Okay, I can't even read. We're gonna say $5-6 for a bag of moss. Damn, that's big bags. Wait, why didn't I buy any moss? Jesus, what am I doing? The really impressive thing though was the microworm. So I infected my microworm cultures with fruit flies to the degree that it was catastrophic. We had microworm and grinnerworm cultures and banana worm cultures. They're really nicely made. I think it was on the powdered potato, which is different than I usually do it. But what was cool, she had a square in there, which was interesting, like the grid square. But then they also came with paint brushes to swipe on the side and then swish around. So I thought that was high tier customer service. And I think it was $5 or $6 for the microworm cultures. And then on top of that, it came with a little paper bag. So listen, I appreciate the fine touches. Now, for those that do these swaps a lot, you're probably like, wow, this is what impresses you. Look, I'm looking at the effort I put into my table. I'm going to other people's tables. So I'm like, wow. So this is what it could be like if you just put a little bit more effort. But we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. 1, 2, 3 baseball rule set. Are you going to finally review my fish? Are you going to send it to me? If you send the fish in, we will review. Mick said, hold, what was that in the bags with yellow stickers on? The bags with yellow stickers, those should all be the shrimp. Yeah, those should all be the shrimp. Okay. So, real quickly, let me just throw up one more thing. All right. You guys ready to look at some fish? By the way, shout out to let me real quickly. I didn't get enough pictures, but Zebra Aquatics, I heard a lot of chatter about his caves. I wish I got a better picture of his table. One reason I didn't, though, is that I know we don't like getting pictures taken of him, and I was having a hard time getting one without him in it. So I was like, okay, let me just chill. Usually I go around and I creep on it on every table. I try and get as many pictures as possible, but I was too overwhelmed. Okay. But shout out to everyone that came through. I wish I got better pictures of Small World and Snyder and Samurai. I didn't really get a chance to see all the fish there, but shit, we had a good time. I think, yeah, I went over the stuff I sold. Let's start reviewing some fish. Now we need to come up with the criteria. Damn, you guys are seeing a lot of pictures of fish. See, this is what I'm talking. This is the kind of engagement I'm talking about. I'm glad to see you guys finally care about something. Who knew? Who knew people watching the fish stream would be excited to show pictures of fish? What a concept. We need to come up with the criteria for rating these fish at some point. But for now, I'm simply going to just put the text up. We're rating the fish out of 42. I'm not going to come up with an official criteria at this point that we put up things of. I think we got to do this once first. And you guys just tell me as you're rating it what you're considering when you're rating the fish. Okay, and I'll do the same. And then I think by the end of the stream, by the next time we do this, we'll have it figured out what we like to rate the fish. Okay? Mick said we're showing up big time tonight. You guys are definitely showing up big time. Which you should. You gotta be. Why should I come back to streaming? That's what. Why should I not just FaceTime Ada right now? We go watch some Love Island. Okay, let's get into this. The first fish that we're gonna look at, and I should have given some more instructions. I'm sure everyone did this, but please, at least in the chat when we pull the picture up, tell us what the fish is. Okay, at some point, tell us what the fish is. That's all I really ask. So, drum roll, please. And I'm not doing this in order, so you're gonna have to suffer through not knowing who I'm gonna pick. But the first fish of tonight is coming in from across the country from me and from someone we all know and love from the chat. Dun 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 dun. Actually, I don't know where she lives. Lisa Wolf, we have our first fish submission of the night that I'm pulling up on stream. Feast your eyes. Let me make this widescreen real quick. Yep. Feast your eyes on the first fish of the evening. And this looks to be some kind of goldfish, right? Although I'm kind of confused because it doesn't look as round as every goldfish I see is round, you know? But this one, it looks quite aerodynamic. And the tail, we got a double sword goldfish. Like, what is this? I wasn't even familiar. We do have another angle of this fish, I believe, or of the group of fish, which I'll pull up. So I think we're gonna rate them. We're rating the individual fish, but I'm going to show the group too. We can kind of, you can put a group rating if you want, but I was kind of focusing on this one individual fish, which is kind of changing my mind of what goldfish could possibly look like. This actually looks like a cool fish. What in the world? Where have they been hiding this goldfish this whole time? Adam said, very pretty. Yep. Beto said, break is over in lurk mode. I'm going to see the replay. Okay. Maven said, very nice. Love the color. Ink said, a comet. Okay, people are guessing it's a comet goldfish. Maven says, the finish is gorgeous. Diane said, beautiful. I agree. I agree. This is a good-looking goldfish. Who would thought? Lisa said, I'm on the East Coast. Okay, you're not that far from me after all. Shabunkin was black, white, and orange when I got it. What? They changed color that much? Beto said, most goldfish are cool. Okay, calm down. Calm down. I think when rating this out of 42, I do got to consider the photo quality. This is a great fish photo. I feel like we really can see the fish in its best look. By the way, I'm drinking pickle juice. Thought you might want to know. Yeah, I think this really shows off the fish, what it looks like. I'm getting a little bit of personality, you know. This is a high-ranking fish. What should I start this out with? I'm just kind of saying out loud what I'm considering, since we're developing this process. But personality, this looks like a cool fish. It looks like a cool fish. The finnage is nice. It looks very healthy. I don't see no tears. It seems chill. It seems relaxed. Also, the background, it looks like it's in a good goldfish environment, nice and clean. So I feel like I got to start this out pretty high. And this is a goldfish, so it's kind of big for me that I'm going to rate a goldfish higher. But let me see. What are you guys feeling about this goldfish? Let me see some of your ratings. Let me see some of your ratings first from Lisa Wolf's goldfish. Smart person said, that's a cutie for sure. Looks like it can swim fast when it wants to. Ooh, I bet. Maybe said, my mom had a goldfish that was solid gold. Now it's mostly white. Oh, wow. Diana said, my photos are blurrier. Mick said 37. JP said, nice fish. I give it a 36. Pickle juice, very hydrating. Smart person says 36 too. Maven said, out of what? What's the scale? It's out of 42. Out of 42. Wait, am I not on the screen? Bro. I'm so bad at this. Okay. Yeah, there we go. All right. I say 35. Mitchell Broom says 34. Okay. We got a 38 from Minnie Minato. I agree, actually. I think this is a 38 for me. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is a 38. This is a cool looking fish. Because it's a goldfish, it impressed me even more that I liked it. I think is part of it. And the photo was nice. So I'm giving this goldfish our first submission tonight a 38 out of 42. I'm going to look in the chat for a few ratings I missed. Adam said 40. Diana said, would that be pickled cucumber juice? Would it? I do feel like my memory is quite good this evening. Okay, close to perfect, Mick said. Okay, we got two 40s from Adam and from Diana. Very nice fish. W Lisa's fish. I'll say W goldfish. All right, let's go on to the next one. This one, I want to see who can guess what it is in the chat that isn't named Mick. It's a rift lake. It's small, and it's also, in my opinion, quite beautiful. And it's coming in from a place close to home. Big Steve, welcome his fish submission for the night. And the crowd goes wild. Ah, oh my God, it's a fish. Oh my God, Big Steve. It's Big Steve's fish. Ah. Yes, we're all going crazy. Feral for this. Okay, hold up. Okay, so this is actually a great. For photo quality. This is another one that's nice, very nice. Now there is a hint at what kind of fish this is in the background. I think there's a pretty big hint. Maven said Shelly's. Yep, we already got a rating. Minato said 40 because of the pic quality. I mean, this is a really nice photo. This is a fish. I feel like in the wrong photo, the rating would be much lower. You know what I mean? Big Steve gave this fish the best chance at getting a good rating. Okay, M Broom is guessing on the species and is guessing Lamprogris steppersi. Lamprogris steppersi. That does kind of look similar. We'll see if Big Steve is around to chime in. But what do you guys think? We already got a 40 because of picture quality. And Broom says 38. Adam says, how do y'all get such good quality photos? I'm fighting for my life. Mimato says, take pics at light. Less activity makes it easier to take close-up pics. Okay. JP says 38. Maven says, multifasciatus or Burchardi are the only two Neos I know. Well, I do have fry from my Burchardi, which has actually put me in a bit of a conundrum. Mick is saying 37. All high ratings. I mean, the finish is looking nice. We see the spots defined. A little bit of shiny on the gill plate. I always love when the dorsal fin has the outline. This has a nice kind of rusty orange outline that I do appreciate quite a bit here. Okay. Well, I think I got my rating. My rating's gonna be. The photo is so good. But the fish it needs a little bit more color. That's what I was struggling with. The fish does look cool, but like if I'm being honest, I wish it had a little more shine to it. But god damn it, he got it in a perfect pose. So I still gotta. I'm giving it a 38.5. A 38.5. That's what I'm giving it. Because I like it a little bit more than the goldfish, just because of my biases. But the goldfish had such great colors. Steve said yes, stappersi. Okay. We got ratings coming in. Mick said 37. Maybe it's at 34. Steve said the other picture has a name. Oh, whoops. We got G is laughing. Better said 37. Steve said that's my brand new Samsung S Ultra. Yo, you guys gotta stop buying Steve's fish. He doesn't know what to do anymore. Now look, he's got the HD photography. What is he gonna pop up with next? A yacht? Lisa said I photograph at. You know he got into saltwater recently. Now that's how you know. The whiptail's been going. No, I'm joking. Lisa said I photograph at night with the other light out, and I used a YouTube tutorial on changing my phone settings for good photos. Hey, okay. We got strategies. Diana said 37. Okay, 37. Mick said, it's hard to judge. Are we judging the fish or the photo or the tank or the pair? Well, we're judging the fish. This fish. Right here. We're not judging the tank. We're judging the fish, but the photo is a consideration because the quality of the photo does change your perception of how good the fish looks. It also changes my respect for your ability to capture it. You know what I mean? So I always got to include it. I like showing respect to people that took the time to get a good photo of their fish. So that's my rating. You don't have to include that in your rating, though. You can rate out of 42 on whatever criteria you want, Lisa says, got such great detail. It looks like it has a clown nose without my glasses on. And Gia said, beautiful. And Diana said, thanks for the tip. See, we're getting some photo tips. I like this. Lisa agrees on the 3.8. Let's move to the next fish. Let's see, is there any fish that you guys don't like? I think this one is going to put to the test, because we've been getting a lot of high ratings recently. We've been getting a lot of high ratings. I want to see if you guys just like any fish that's in front of your face, or if we can see some differences in taste. And I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but now I feel like I gotta rhyme all the time. But that's okay. I could rhyme on a dime. I'm drinking pickle juice with a hint of lime. Some might think that's gross. Some might think it's a crime. But I don't care. I break the law all the time. That was poetic license to all the police officers listening. I was just expressing my artistry. I do not break the law. All right, coming in, the next fish is from, in the Discord name, Trelly. Don't know where they're located, but this is, in fact, a fish. It's, in fact, going to be on the screen. You got multiple photos. It's a collage. And I'm curious to see what you guys guess this is and what you guys rate it. So let's give a nice warm applause to Trelly's fish. I saw Gia came in with a 37 on the last one. So what do you guys think? We got a few photos to look at. Okay, Minato said I'm Trelly and I'm in NYC. Okay. Flash said it's a crime for sure. Rhyme on cucumber. Okay. I don't like cucumber. It's boring. It puts me in a deep slumber. Honestly, I hate how it looks like wood. I'm talking lumber. When I eat cucumber, I can't drive. I hit bumpers. And then I clog the toilet. I gotta call Big Steve, the plumber. All right. That's me rhyming on cucumber. So what do you guys think of this fish coming in? Yo, Jasper said that's the ugliest fish I've ever seen. Come on, dog. Where's my live bear lovers at? Okay, who knows what this fish is? JP said glowfish should be disqualified. Glowfish are actually going to be promoted. Jasper said I don't like it. Oh, you don't like it? Okay. I was getting behind. Shirley said the rhyme murdered my brain. What's wrong? Big Steve said, did he have a cucumber stuck in his bumper? Hey, yo, pause. I didn't say that. Let's focus on the fish. So, because I don't think you guys are going to get... Well, you guys can guess this. It's a hybrid, I believe. If anyone wants to throw a few guesses. Okay, JP said Goodyear's redfin. No, not that. I know you're probably processing. It does have a nice little yellow tail over here. You know, I can accept that's a nice little yellow color coming in on the fish. But what do you guys think? Imbrube said the fish I will give a 22, but the rhymes get a -4. Come on, you guys are hating, bro. I was doing my best on the last minute. You know, people never recognize geniuses when they're here. But after I'm gone, you're going to play this replay back. You'll be like, wow, how did he rhyme plumber, lumber, and cucumber together in an instant? Pond Puppy said Limia. Something Mix said Limia. UCU said it's got a nice tail. Diana said, tell us how you really feel about the fish. That's why, listen, I have to see if you guys are just going to be nice to every single fish. Now, Minato said, this is a Limia tridens x Pusilla wingy. Pusilla parentheses wingy x reticulata. I'm going to copy that into the chat in case I read it strangely. But yes, we got a bit of a interesting, this is not a hybrid that I've ever come across. Kind of like a wild type live bear situation. And it created a very wild type live bear looking fish. Now, we could sit here and admire, you know, I like the vertical barring. I like the yellow. I'm sure someone's into the gonopodium or something like that. Yeah, I know how you guys get down. But yeah, it's interesting. Not the most attractive looking. Would I give tank space to it personally? Maybe not. Mick said focus is better on the fish behind Nick up left corner. Oh, these ones? Lisa said this fish needs a pep talk. Minato said, I make hybrids. It's fun to learn about genetics on live bears. That is very cool. What did you learn with this one? JP said bonus points for rarity. Jasper said the fish is easy to draw. Oh my god. We got the fish roaster in here. I'm going to give this fish... I'm going to give it a 19. I have to be honest with myself. Wait a second. Was it this zoomed out? This zoomed in the whole time? My bad. I still had it super zoomed from the last fish thing. But hopefully you guys got the idea still. I'll leave it up for a second longer. My bad. The fish does look healthy. No, that's true. The fish looks healthy. That does count for points. Minato said they're sterile, pretty much a muppy Molly X guppy. Oh, okay. So no worries about the hybridization. They can't even spread their genetics. That's what you learned. Interesting. Jasper said the water looks healthy. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 19 on this one myself. Okay. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go with my first reaction. So let me just type this together. 19 out of 42. What? Anyone else? Any other opinions before we go to the next one? Flash Tank said, "Are the hybrids sterile?" I think that's what he just said. Lisa said, "I bet this fish would look amazing in the sunlight, like in a tub pond, like in a tub pond where you could only see them from the top." Steve said 3 for clean glass. Vic said 34, and Maven said 28. Oh, okay. Okay, so we got to figure out what people like in here. So we got some people coming last minute. Well, we got a lot of submissions from this individual. I think there'll be some other fish that'll get a better score later on. No worries. But let's get to the next one here, okay? I'm excited. I am excited. This is another one that it's a filtering. It's a filtering picture, okay? This submission is coming in from one of the chat OGs. Someone that is a fascinating person and a prolific robber of restaurant menus. You know, real ones know what I'm talking about. The fish submission from Mr. Beto. I just felt like I needed some intro music. Okay, come on. So yeah, we got a fish entry here from Beto. What do you guys think? We got blue eyes. That's the first thing I noticed. We got blue eyes. Also, some of you had to know what this fish is. Come on. Some of you got to know. Steve said, "What was my final score?" I gave you a 38.5, but you got some 40s and lots of compliments on your photo. Okay. Shimmer may disappear in a photo mix said, okay. Lisa says, I bet the gold on the last one really pops. Maven says 31. JP says, oh, nice. Jasper said, how is this fish worse than the last one? Okay. We found the guy that's hard to please. We got a 42 out of 42 from Minato. Let's go. Our first perfect score of the night from the chat. Shout out to Beto for getting the first 42. Mick said that is a rare fish over here. Okay, so you know what this fish is, Mick? No one's put it in the chat. Lisa says beautiful. Palm Puppy says knife liber. Correct. You got it. Dana said it's aquatic. Yeah, it is. 186 said PSA, don't tell the fish police. Oh, at what part? So I think it's interesting this fish gets so much enthusiasm compared to the last one, because to me, they have a lot of similarities. Now, interestingly, I think the knife light bearers look really similar to Procatopus. The killifish I like. They do remind me of them, obviously inferior in every way, color-wise. But like a female with like no color, that's what it kind of reminds me of. But yeah, look kind of less common live bearer. I think this is a female because I remember them having a bit more look to them. But it's interesting that this one immediately got some bigger reactions. Yeah. It's a cool fish. I've almost gotten these before, but sorry, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, man, I just remember them having a bit more. But okay, cool fish. Embroom said, yeah, I agree. That's what I thought it was at first, just colored down. You'll see. What's up, Cam Jam? We got a 37 coming up. 35, 38, 32 from Mick. Broom said 35. JP said 38. Diana said 37. Oh my gosh, the ratings are coming in. Beto said, yes. It's a fish and a weapon. Select Aquatics has them for sale. Palm Puppy says, all right, all right. Mick said both are tube cars. Yep. Fish Cape said I'm sticking with rice fish. Hey, the coals might look pretty similar. What's up, Ross? How's it going? Pond Puppy says looks similar to a Cuban blue eye gambusia. Bless you. Let me see. Yep, I see the similarities from the first Google image results. As trustworthy as those may be. Lisa said 40 and this fish knows it. I just shot. How did the last fish get such low? This fish looks kind of similar in color, but now we get the 42s and the 40s coming out. You guys are okay. I haven't quite figured out your tastes yet. This is a knife live bearer, smart person. I'm gonna give it. I'm not gonna fully follow you guys in your toxic positivity. Okay. By the way, my rating is for the last fish. So my bad. I meant to update that. I'm going to give this fish a 27, okay? I'm giving it a 27. It's a cool fish. I respect it. I like it. It don't look that interesting right now to me. Okay, I'm sorry. People are we rating the picture of the fish? The picture's fine. The fish, I can't follow this hype train with you guys all the way, okay? But it is a nice fish. It is. We're just looking at pictures of you and your dog earlier, Ross. What's up? Adam says 34. All right, get your final ratings in before we go to the next fish. And if you just tuned in, we're rating fish. The pinned link in the chat is the link to the Discord channel. Send a picture of your fish in there. We're gonna try and pull it up on stream, and we're gonna assign a number. We're gonna objectify your fish. So if you ever wanted to participate in that kind of culture, but with fish, this is your chance. Let's see who got the fishes. All right, next submission. Next submission coming in is from someone that already has let us know their photos will be blurry. Someone that is definitely a chat MVP of late. Embroom said if it was Procatopus, it would have been a 40. That's hilarious. Adam said bonus points. I never heard of this fish before. Yes, someone that's been a chat MVP of late, and I'm looking forward to seeing what everyone thinks of the fish. They are actually across the country from me, close to Aquarium Co-op, I believe. This entry is coming in from Diana Roach. Dun, 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 dun. I feel like we all can kind of guess what kind of betta fish this is. But let's see. What's the first impressions? Come on. Wait, I was going to say what kind of fish this is. I said what kind of betta fish this is. Man, well, if you didn't know if it was a betta fish, I don't even know how you made it to the stream, to be honest. 186 said, Ross, we saw a puppy picture earlier. What breed? See that damn dog? It stole all the attention from the fish. Is doing it again. Maven said, very pretty. Very pretty. Indeed, indeed. Cam Chan said, 100. Beto did a knife emoji and a heartbreak. Come on, man. JP Jeffers said, let's go. Wow. Kick ass. That's like 10 exclamation marks there. Minamato said, better give it a good score. Ross said, where's the link to submit? It's pinned in the chat, Ross. It's the photos channel in the In My Tanks Discord. Ross said his dog is a miniature Aussie. Smart person says, looks a little cranky, like he would complain if you didn't feed him one time. I mean, all the best pets are demanding, let's be honest. Diana Roach said, love the special effects. Come on, hardest working fish stream. I'm back. Kanjan said it's an Australian Shepherd. Oh, that was the guess on the dog. Maven said 28. Mimato said 25. Not much of a better person. JP says 40.5. Cam, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. Let me zoom in on this guy a little bit. Now, I'm trying to guess how old this betta is. He looks very grown. This is a man for sure. It looks like this betta might pay property taxes. And the fins in excellent condition. Very long. Not seeing any sign that I'm able to tell of rot or anything like that. Seems to be well fed. And the tank is looking like it's a good environment too. We got some plants everywhere, some Anubias going on. Okay. What are you guys thinking? What do you think? Diana said he is cranky. Lisa said, love the darkness of the blue and red. Looks like a very healthy betta. Good finish. Extra points for capturing the moodiness of a betta. See, okay, that's a way that see, that's why the picture is relevant. Capture the personality of the fish. This does look like a fish that woke up on the wrong side of the leaf, you know. Mick said, big, healthy, sturdy, boss fish. Check out those pelvic fins. 33. Eats all of his tank mates, especially neorites. He eats neorite snails. Oh my gosh. JP said bad mofo. All right. This is a good one. I'm going to give the fish. Smart person says 35. I'm going to give the fish I'm giving the fish a 37. Very nice looking betta. Very cool finish. My personal taste is probably kicking in here a little bit. I don't personally prefer when the fish top fin is like falling over. That's just kind of my, like the super long fins. But I can't lie about this fish's beauty. Now it's with the attitude problems. I already have my limited fish with attitude problems. So I probably have a hard time putting them somewhere. The shell dwellers and the Bashardi are just killing me and each other. But yeah, I'm giving it 37 out of 42. Very excellent looking betta. Looks like living his best life. Thank you, Diana, for sending in. Let me see what else you guys are saying. Maven says, I will min mine 33. Lisa says 36. Kanjan says 43 because he eats snails. Mick said, I bet the blue will shimmer like crazy. Maven said, I love a fish with attitude problems. Improom said, this is going to sound mean, but it's not really my type of betta, so 25. Hey, it's all your personal taste. No problem. Listen, the live bearer so far has gotten it the worst. Okay, so that's 25, not my personal preference. That's fine. Diana said, thanks, gang. Thank you for sending in the fish, Diana. Looking great. All right. We have another fish coming in. This one is another one a bit closer to the home from the East Coast. A true live stream OG. Someone I definitely do not see or hear from enough. Our good friend, and father fish customer SVC with the submission. Feast your eyes on this wondrous specimen sent in by the fish engineer. What's up in the flesh? How's it going? In the flesh aquatic says, what's up, fishy friends? Hope everyone's well. Hope you're doing well as well. Smart person said, all killies get a 40. So smiley. So smiley, love him. Camjen said, what? WTF? He is a father fish guy. Never would have thought. We're all father fish guys here. Swamp tanks unite. Let's go. I was just making a joke because he lives by a store. Diana said, whoa, cool! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. JP says it's like yummy candy. Minato said weeks out of 40. Wait, what? How much number is that? How much number is that? Now, people, I didn't know for the longest time Father Fish is in Maryland. I haven't been to his store yet, but he's in the same state as me. Killifish people, what do you think? Mick said 39. Maven said killies are definitely breathtaking. Anyone know what killifish this is? Come on. I know at least 10 people in the chat know. I'll be honest. This is the easy one. Weeks out of 40. Oh my gosh. Well, what number is that? This guy. So mysterious. What's up, Jacob? Jacob in that chat. Yo. Maven giving it a 38. So we got 39. We got a 38. Weeks. Okay, we got 36. We got 39 from M. Broom. Cam Jam's the one that said 36. Maven said 38. Mick said 39. JP said 39 as well. And Maven identified it off Aphysimian Astral. Lisa Wolf said, wowza. Get it, killing. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it now. Swim real good. Be a pretty killie just like you should. My fin. All right. Here we go. 41 from Lisa. This does have some nice finish on it. I'm not gonna lie, the extensions are coming in nice. The best things with the straws are when the streamers on the caudal, the white tips really come in long, and it kind of, when they swim, it kind of almost looks like a flag, like a white flag in the water. I like a bright fish. Flash's fish tank said, "Is his store not in Pennsylvania?" No. No, it's not. It's in like Salisbury, which I mean, it is in the middle of nowhere. I'll give you that. Yeah, come on, man. It's a killifish. It's one that looks to be in excellent condition. It doesn't look, fat. It looks nice and athletic. It don't look malnourished. It looks just right. The Goldilocks zone. The fins are coming in nicely. It's not beat up. My cribs just beat up my golden Australs. All the hell, bro. This is a nice looking fish. I gotta go with as a 40.5 for me, easily. A 40.5. You put a killifish in here, it's already an advantage. You put one that's looking this pristine, I'm gonna have to go above 40. It's the law around here. I can't really help myself. All right, any other ratings before? We actually got a good amount in already. The average on that had to have been like 38. So thank you, SBC, for throwing in the rating. These look good. If anyone else throws one in as I'm switching to the next one, I'll say it. But god dang. Flash at OMG Salisbury. Diana says 42. Oh, man. Our second 42 of the night from the chat. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Okay. We have... coming up next, a very nice photo. A very nice photo. And that's why I'm choosing it, because I was going to go with a more rare fish. And I saw this photo and I was like, wait, I'll get to the rare fish. Hold up. I've got to get to this picture. So excuse me. I know we're rating the fish, not the picture. Bees are on the table indeed. 186 rate this one. 36. I need my first killie. I'm not much of a lid person. Come on. Lisa's a healthy color and finish. This fish is ready for the club. Absolutely. This one is coming in from someone who is best known from their name for liking fish. Fish is in the name. Okay, I'm sorry. The fish is in the name. In fact, they like capades. They like fish and capades. Yes, this is coming from Fish Capades. And here's the photo on the screen. In 3, 2, 1. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Dun, dun. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? This AI, we got some motion blur on here, man. Come on. This is a real photo. This is pretty nice. Solid picture, Milano said 41 out of 42. Okay. Already a very nice shot. JP said very holy. And Brune said that's a nice enough pic that it almost looks too nice. 40. I know. I do have to say, I'm like, is this photo manipulated? The background separation is just so perfect. Wait, is Maven confirming that it's AI? Is it true? Kanja said 39. JP said 39. A couple of fish said, "Sup, fish gang? What's up, couple fish? How's it going?" Oh man, if this is an AI picture, it's disqualified. I can't, bro. If it is, then I already know what's about to happen. We're gonna get 50 submissions from Skeptical. He's got the ChatGPT subscription on lock, but it does look very nice. Gang, gang, gang. Maybe said, dude, I edited the picture. It's her angelfish. I edited the movement and stuff. All right. No AI. Just good editing. Fantastic. Well, what do you guys think of the fish? What do you think? We got some 39s. We got some 41. But I said, wait, it's AI? Negative. I don't even know how big that number is. They said JK. Mix said 37. Well, let's go. Now, what do you call this kind of angelfish? We got a 41. Maven says 38. Ooh. We got a high average again. I like the eyes. I feel like I'm connecting with the fish here a little bit. The fish definitely sees the camera, for sure. Mick said marbled. Diana said 35 question mark. But no, Mick said marbled question mark, and then Diana said 35. Okay, there we go. Yes. I'm giving this. Excuse me. I'm giving this a 37.5. That's what I'm gonna give it. 37.5. I want to see this angel when it's grown to its full potential. We got a 40 from Adam. Nice, very nice. So you guys like angelfish? Is that what I'm getting out of this? Because we do got a lot of angelfish photos from Fish Capades. I'm going to have to bring up another one eventually. They all do look very nice. Lisa the Wolf said, this one is lyrical and the last one was hip-hop. 41. What in the world? What in the world? No, I gotta trip you guys up. Some. I think I will with this next picture. We're gonna learn a lot about everyone in the chat on this next photo. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, any other last ratings on this fish? Thank you to Fish Capades for the submission, by the way. But any last ratings on the angelfish? 186 said 39. Now I need to get out my Canon R5 Mark 11. Oh yeah, just keep Just brag, why don't you? You know, just brag about your camera. Got the Mr. Fancy over here, huh? I don't know, people. It was a long and serious day at my work, and my head is goofy. No, you're good. A couple of fish and angelfish, 777 out of 42. Bro, come on, dog. Come on. Mark II, bro's got the Tony Stark camera. I know. All right. You guys ready? This next photo is coming in from someone that definitely has an astute eye for fish. In fact, in the chat, has already been unafraid, well, maybe slightly afraid, to give an opinion, to give a bit of a lower rating for a fish that they weren't necessarily caring for. The one and only, the magnificent master breeder, Mitchell Broom, and his fish on the screen in 3, in 2, in 1. Feast your eyes. I'm curious to see who gets this fish correct. Cam Jam already said 42. Come on. You fall in love that quickly with the fish? All right, I can't hate. Okay, let me see. Okay, he did put the name in the Discord. So okay, I got the name. So if you can guess what baddest this is, I'll let you know if you're right. Maven said, "Did you miss all my pictures? I posted like 10." Nope. Like I said, I'm going completely out of order and random. So the chips will fall where they may. Lisa guessed Akara. We now have our first incorrect guess officially. No. Minato said baddest. Yes, we're on the right track. Yes, baddest. Kanjen said, I know he got quality fish. Okay, he came out with the 42. Mick guessed baddest Ferrari. I'll look this one up just so we can see what it is. But it's not this one, actually. It's actually not this one. This is a cool baddest, though. What the hell? Mick, how do you even know this baddest existed? That looks awesome. What in the world? Okay. But no, it's not that baddest. Diane said, no idea, but pretty. Yes, very pretty. What do you guys think? How, beyond what fish this is, how do you guys think that it looks? Well, that's the other question. Imbroom said, now I have another baddest to put on my wish list, right? That's the first I've seen that one. Because honestly, a lot of the offbeat baddest, like the Scarlet baddest just looks so nice. And it's such a great size. And even the baddest can look pretty nice. But I mean, the established baddists are there for a reason. They look good. And some of the other ones are a bit more mild in comparison. Whatever that thing Mick just said looked crazy. It may even said 36. Lisa said, in real life, I bet this one is absolutely stunning. Hey, I mean, I like the anything with checkered black marks. I like really dark blacks on a fish just because of the contrast. So this is one that you can probably tell if the light hits it, if it flares and all, looks cool. I haven't seen a baddest that looks like this in person, that's for sure. So it's definitely, I'm not surprised no one can guess what it is. Ross coming in with the first low rating on this fish at 22. Ross is someone that is... Okay. The betta is... And then Imbroom said, in breeding colors to get a rusty red, I'm going to look up the baddest this is. This is Baddest assamensis. Let me see if we got a glasser photo. I hate when they do two species in one post. Okay, assamensis is top. This top one. Yeah, that looks nice. It's almost like a red Dalmatian type of fish. Okay, let me see. Wet Spot's got a photo of it. I see some reds. Mick says 35, young fish, better will color up. Okay. 186 to 39. A couple fish said I only take videos. I never take stills. I need to get better about it. I can try and watch your videos if you put them in there. Just is less of a guarantee. 186 said badass. All right, we're getting fans of the baddest coming in. Ross said okay 32. This is crazy. We got a what's the word? What is the word? A revised rating from Ross from 22 to 32. Very nice. Lisa said, are your pictures better than the magazine at IMO? And Mbroom said, these are the first baddest I have that didn't hide. They come up to the glass when you walk by. Okay. That is nice. That is definitely nice. Vaguely checkerboard cichlid looking. I can kind of see what you're talking about there. I'm going to give this fish, I'm going to give it a 35. 35 out of 42. And I keep forgetting to put get rid of the previous rating when I do this, but yep, 35 out of 42. I think it looks nice. I definitely want to see more of this fish. I definitely do. Diane said 39, and Mick said, now I regret not taking on some of my wild baddest for my friend, the scientist describing fishes. I love Mick. Yes, my friend, the scientist, fish describer. You have some cool friends. He'd be like, yeah, my friend just got back from collecting all these killifish. What, you guys don't have any of these? Hate to be you. Cam Jam said, Mick, you need a podcast. I'm waiting for Mick to come on stream. You know what? I should go on strike. I will not stream again after this until Mick comes on stream. I might actually do that. I'm not going to lie. That actually might be the only thing that works. Hold up. What's up, Atkins? Adam said 36. All right, we got some good ratings for this fish. I was kind of curious to see what you guys thought. Any last ratings? I'm gonna pull up the next submission in a moment. Let me know. And by the way, there's still time to submit photos. Feel free to put some photos. Link is pinned in the chat. It's the photos and videos channel of the In My Tanks Discord. So, coming in for the next photo, Diana said, I need a scientist friend. Atkins said, I had to make a Discord account. Come on, man. Okay, coming in from another person that we definitely will recognize the name of when I say it, and someone who does generally complain if I haven't pulled up their photo in the stream after a couple of minutes. We all know them. We all like them, love them, whatever your preferred positive adjective is. The photos coming in from Moneyless Maven in 3 and 2 and 1, and my light went out, but here we go. Boom. Feast your eyes. Turn your screen brightness down if you need to. This fish is definitely glowing, but it's not trademarked. This is not actually a biochemistry experiment. This is just pure thousands of years of selective breeding coming straight to your eyes. What do you think? Baby said, wow, I feel so special. I said a lot of other words. Oh my goodness. Mick said, surely. Cam Jam said 40. Lisa said, fun to see people's photos of their fish. I agree. That's why I wanted to do this instead of tanks. I feel like it's much more exciting. Or at least it's different. All right. Cam Jam came in with a 40 already. Lisa Wolf said, wow, that's a beautiful betta. Indeed. I don't know if I've seen a betta this red before. Cam Jam said, we can't possibly judge because we've known these people. It's not fair, but I'm here for it. Come on, man. We can definitely judge. Hey, some of you put your fish up. I'm giving it a 0. No, I'm joking. Smart person says belongs on the cover of a magazine. Wow. See, Maven was trying to be like, oh, I feel so special. We like her. Look at all the love in the chat, man. Come on. Maven said that's totally unedited too. M. Broom said moving up in the betta world, 35. He doesn't even like bettas that much like this. 35. JP says, oh my goodness. Red 39. Mick said 39. Diana said 40. And I think, Ross said 41. And Lisa the Wolf said 41. This is like a lot of 40s, man. Okay. Okay, we see you, Maven. We see you. I mean, I'm definitely not one to go against the grain. Okay, I kind of am. But on this one, I am not. This is a beautiful betta fish. Adam said, is it a placket? I like the shorter fins. I agree. I'm with you. Camjan said, if you post them without the name, it would be more equal, but we love Shirley. All right. When you come up, I won't say your name. Mick said, it's beautiful. It can't help how it looks. David said, yep, he's a placket. Adam said, 38. I'm going to give this nice looking red betta a 40. Easy. When it's so red that the camera is having a hard time capturing it, it's got to get a high rating. I don't know what to tell you. Some of the fish have been looking good tonight, but they just didn't have all that color. This betta is all color. And the fins are shorter, but I mean, it's still got some good length to the bottom fin. And I mean, it's showing off. This is a good betta. Lisa Wolf said very healthy. Yes. Yes, indeed. So that's my final rating of 40. Any last ratings from you guys? That seemed to be a very popular one. Okay. Let's see. Someone else that we haven't done already. I mean, you guys acted like you liked angelfish. So part of me is tempted to see how deep this angelfish love affair goes. Embroom said it's red, but it's not albino either. It's just red. Mick said I'm being picky as well, so you all know. Okay, Mick's not holding back. Ross says hello. He says hi, Ross. I feed betta bites mostly, but sometimes flakes and live/frozen food. Okay. So let's see. This photo is coming in from someone that takes great pride in their fish. We all hate him. He's the worst. But, his fish are so good, we just got to deal with it. No, I'm joking. This is coming from someone who takes great pride in his fish, but don't hold back on your rating, okay? He's just going to have to deal with it. But you're probably going to like the fish anyway, because I at least think it looks nice. We're going to find out how much you guys really like angelfish when we look at this photo from Ross, Baltimore. In 3, in a 2, in a 1. Boom. Feast your eyes. And now Ada's starting to attack me. We've come to that part of the stream. Holy. Well, let me zoom in here. This is a shiny one. This is definitely a shiny one. Ah! I'm gonna zoom in, get a little bit more detail so you guys can properly feast your eyes. And let me know what you think while I move Ada to stop attacking me. Okay, let me check in on the chat real quick. This photo on a website would sell the fish in a heartbeat, Mick said. Atkins said, what chat room y'all posting in? It should go straight to the channel, the link in the chat, but it's the photos and videos channel is where everyone's posting. Maven said, I'm not even an angel person, but that's gorgeous. If I had a place to put this, like if Ross had a pair of these, I would have bought them. I'm not going to lie. I've almost bought angels many times in the past, but this is something special for sure. I hope he still has a pair of these too. I think he does. Pearl scale looks like it would be crinkly like tinsel. Lisa said that fish should headline Coachella. Oh, let's go. I like the music parallels you're drawing here. We got a 40 from 186. Camden said gorgeous. Mick said 39. He's being picky. Gia said 42. Another 40. I think this is like our third 42 from the chat tonight. Very nice. Camden said 41. And Minato said hot 40. Mick said that comment was for Shirley's betta, but this pic is almost as good. Oh, okay. Hold up. I'm getting a pair of angels soon, though, but they're super unique. Okay. Diana said, wow, looks like the bead stitched on it. And Kanjan again, I don't even like angels. These are fire. Adam says 41. We got a 40 from Diana. 41 from... Am I reading this properly? Holy. 41, that fish is magic, said Lisa. Wow. Broom said the leaf cutting off the bottom was a bit of a shame since it would have been even more impressive. 38. Big rating from Mitch coming in. This is going to be... I think I'm going to have to give this the highest rating I've given tonight because, man, those scales look crazy. Like, man, I want a pair of these just to try and breed them now. Lisa said, Ross, are you breeding these? Question mark, exclamation mark, exclamation. Kanjan said, I like they don't got them demon eyes. Yep. Mick said, it would give more points if all fins were visible, but I'm also picky on the punky dorsal spines. Oh, your knowledge is beyond me. I got to give this fish a 41. This is a pretty fish. This is a very pretty fish. There's not really much you can say negative about how this fish looks overall. You know, I'm sure you can nitpick on a few things, but I mean, my goodness. Broom said, wait, are we rating the stir by in the bottom right 84? Oh, come on. Come on, man. Ross said, working on platinum pandas, marbles. Yeah, I think he's crossing this with something else now. So I don't think he's doing pure this with something else. Adam said, deducted a point for no demon eyes. Okay, personal preferences are coming out and warring against each other. You know, these things happen. That's just how friends work. All right, yeah, big ratings in here for Ross's angelfish. This is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That was exciting. It does make you want to get angels. I'm gonna have to think about this. I'm gonna have to think about this for the future. All right. Oh man, we got a lot of pictures. At some point, I'm just going to have to just go through all the pictures sent in. Like, I'm going to try and go through and have us rate as many as possible, but there's so many good photos. There's so many. Okay. I'm twisted between a bunch of really good options, but I'm going to go with my heart on this one. This is, we got W Ross's Angels, and Ross is a W in the chat. Okay. Broom says that's going to be an extra 6 tank investment to get into those Angels. I know, that's why I can't do it. I'm still trying to work everything, get things together in here, but maybe one day. Okay. This is coming in from someone who is one of the biggest bullies in the chat and the Discord. They keep a counter of how many days it's been since I last streamed. They harass me. They send mail to my house. They send mail to my wife, my family, my dogs, my kids, my grandkids in the future. They say, yo, when is Nick going to stream? This is coming in from Mr. J.P. Jeffries on the screen in 3, in 2, and in 1. This is a kind of a cool dramatic photo. We're going to focus on this fish over here. There's a couple fish in the photo. We're going to focus on this fish. But I clicked on this photo because it was so dramatic and moodily lit. I just felt like this was a scene that we needed to appreciate. So we're going to focus on this fish over here, but we do get the full context of the environment that it's in. Okay, so people who know what this fish is, put the name of the fish in the chat. Atkins said, oh, pretty cool, pretty darter. There you go. Camjan said he harassed your wife and children. Absolutely. Absolutely. Ross said 39. Smart person said that color scheme so cool. 37. Broom said 41. All right, all right. Mick said amazingly gorgeous. 40. Camjan said 38. Yo, keep adding the adjectives to your I'm gonna try these out. Like these compliments. Like, I gotta shoot some DMs with this, you know? What's up, amazingly gorgeous? OMG, your color scheme is so cool. You know? Camjen said, I don't believe you're married with children, so it's all good. What? What's wrong with me? You just don't think anyone would ever lock it in, huh? They never just commit their lives to me. That's so offensive. Adam said jealous. Maven said 40. 186 said 38. Atkins said I give it a 35. Oh my goodness. We're all 30s here. Diana said 39. I like the bluefin edge. Camjen said, how many kids you got, bruh? 4.5. I had to sip on some pickle juice so I could remember that one. What's up, Jacob? What's up? Lisa said it's a great photo. I've never seen a fish like that. Unreal. I like this. We're starting to see some different, you know, some different fish. This is fun. We're definitely going to have to do this more. Kanjan said, dang, I didn't know. I'm so sorry. Yeah, okay. I'll work on forgiving you. Adam said, is that a red-sided dace in the background? I'm not sure. Well, chime in, JP, please. Diana said if he uses those pickup lines, he'll never be married. Wait, how about this? Wait, what else have you guys said? 1 second. I like that you don't got them demon eyes. Oh, wait. Alternatively, I like that you got them demon eyes. Come on. Come on. Looks like you belong on the cover of a magazine. Oh, no, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's some simp shit. What else have you guys said? Yeah, see, we need to up the more applicable, broadly applicable compliments to the fish. Okay, let me get back to what I was talking about. Okay, I barely know how to use Discord. JP says, well, wait, was that a dace that's in the Rainbow Shiners? He said, okay. Adam said 42. Nick said, I can't remember ever saying amazingly gorgeous to a girl, but to a fish. Kanjan said, kids are wild. I can't imagine having 4. Can't believe you stream with that many kids. I can't do anything with 2. I never said I parented them or cared about them. Adam said, W native tank. Indeed. Diana said, cheesy. Look, you guys are saying it, not me. Stop. It's not like I'm coming up with this. Okay, let's just make that clear. I'm repeating what you're saying. Lisa said, that's definitely what you should say to people you want to get with. Like, you got them demon eyes. Look, that might work on some people. I don't know. Toxic is in. It's never been out, really. Embroom said, it's a North American rainbow tank, shiners and darters. Yeah, I got to give this fish a 39. The photo composition, the lighting, the colors, it's a vibe, as they say. I'm giving it a 39. I need to get a fish up here I don't like. I've been so positive. I'm used to the tank ratings. The tank ratings, usually there's at least 1 or 2 someone puts in where, you know, it's like a black worm culture tank or something. Okay. Let's get another one up here. Any last ratings? We got W native tank. Any more pickup lines for the fish? All right. This next one, and I'm trying to get through to everyone that's put one in before we do repeats, but thank you guys. A bunch of new people have added stuff, so I'm going to try and get to your stuff. Thank you for submitting. And if you are here and haven't submitted and want to, link is pinned in the chat. Diana said my rainbow shiners look nothing like that. Oh, man, oh, man. Lisa wants to see more footage of this tank, JP, so you're going to have to work on that. All right. This next photo is coming in from someone known to be quite an elitist. A self-professed plant elitist, to be precise. A fan of high flow and mostly videos, so it's rare we get a still from them. Someone that loves to tell me how lazy I am and how I should just do maintenance. We know them. We appreciate their knowledge and expertise. And we also wonder why I'm still talking and not putting the fish on the screen. I know. This next submission is coming in from a couple of fish. And it's on your screen in 3, 2, 4, 5, 8, 1. Boom. I'm gonna let it sink in. No intro music required. we're gonna focus on this fish on the left. I'm gonna pick a fish. If you want to pick a different fish, you can. But I'm gonna focus on this fish on the left. This loach over here. And this is another one where it's a lot of fish that you don't see all the time in general, but definitely even together, it's pretty crazy. But what do you guys think? What are your first impressions? Couple of fish said my fish are so fast they have motion blur. Fish and Jay guessed I was talking about Bomba. Oh my gosh, Bomba, a couple fish, same person. Mick said my short vid doesn't need to be judged, just saying. Atkins said I added some pictures. Fantastic. We're trying to get to some pictures. Fish and Jay say Lepidogaster, correct. Camjan said 40. Manado said those look dope, 38. Lisa said, I mean, all the points for color coordinating the whole team. Indeed. Gia said, love it. Diana said, haven't seen that one before. That's what I'm saying. This is something different for sure. A couple fish said I might be able to find a single pick, but the tank is so full it's tough enough to get singles. No worries. I can assume. And Broom said 38. Ross said 32. Ross, you don't like loaches, do you? Mick said 37. The group of them is kind of awesome looking. That green is just, I feel like you do not see that green in fish all the time. At least I don't. All the fish we look up on here, this is definitely a unique looking fish. Looks like a slipper, Adam said. What in the world? JB said level the green, 39. 186 said 36. Gia said 38. Man, yo, I'm going with 40.5. I do like this fish, though. It's the green for me, man. It looks like a slipper. It's so funny, though. That's going to stick in my mind. I don't think that's going to work as a pickup line. You look like a slipper. Adam said, I like it, 38. Okay. Diana says 38. Atkins said, love the setup and the fish, 37. Yeah, this is a pretty cool tank that he's got set up in general. Good amount of flow. That's the Lepidogaster. What are these other fish again? A couple of fish. Are these some kind of lizard loach? I'm trying to remember. And then what this one is. This little algae eater here. But yeah, very cool fish. Any last ratings coming in? Lisa Wolf said, I once accidentally told a woman that she looked like a llama. Jesus, that's pretty bad. Oh my goodness. You look like a llama. How do you accidentally say that? Hold up. You guys are getting on me for me just reading what you guys said. Oh, that's not going to work. How about telling someone they look like a llama? Where's that rate on it? A couple of fish said Anemia, Normani, and Parascrotiulus. Ross said the Green Hill Stream 35. Holy. We got a $10 super chat from Johnny Best. Oh my gosh. Thank you very much, Johnny. Yo, Johnny. You come by a bunch of money recently? What's up? If you didn't know, Johnny, he basically financially supports everyone that streams about fish. I don't know how he does it. But definitely put a W, Johnny, in the chat. Thank you very much for the $10 donation. I very much appreciate it. Lisa said she was not into it being called a llama. Shocking. JP said W, Johnny. That's what's up. Hope you're doing well, Johnny. Ross said Johnny's just happy I finally shipped his shrimp. It's a celebration. Johnny Best said I am rich. All right, man. Listen, I believe you. Thank you very much. W Rich Johnny. Okay. Like, gosh, man. By the way, Adam in the Discord channel, he said, dang, didn't know you were all photographers. I know. It's hard to get. There's so many photos while I'm even just selecting them. Like, I'm going to try and get to as many as possible for rating purposes, but we're going to just scroll through them too at some point if I don't get to every single one, because I want to make sure everyone gets their photo shown. Pond Puppy asked, is the algae eater Paracrochilus vittatus? And Lisa said, would also like to see more footage of this tank. All right, let's get to the next fish. Johnny said, hello to all peace and love. This one, there's actually 2 pictures of this one fish. And I really love the color on it. Where's my phone? I don't know where my phone is. I was gonna turn the lights back on, but then also my thing's in streamer mode, so it's not like showing me the Discord name of whoever put it in. Give me one. Streamer mode enabled. Let me turn streamer mode off real quick. Okay. In the Discord, their username is Kamaki420. Is this Atkins? I'm trying to think of the timing. Let me know who you are in the chat. Photos coming in. This is a different kind of fish. I don't think we've really seen anything remotely like this fish during the stream yet. It's beautiful. It's lovely. And it's going to be on your screen in 3, in 2, and in 1. It's getting hot in here. That's all you get. All right. What do you guys think? Feast your eyes. Feast your eyes on this wonderful fish. We got blues. We got yellows. We got blacks. A little orange. A little green. This fish kind of got it all, honestly. I don't know what fish this is. I want to know more about it because it's beautiful. Is this a central... It's like... Is this some Central American cichlid I don't know about that's pretty, or is it another lake cichlid? I don't even know. Mick is guessing Salvini. Fish NJ is saying Salvini 2. I gotta look. Salvini cichlid. Okay, south. Okay, I think I got it. Southern Mexico, Belize, and Guatemala. And there's another photo of it too. 1 second. Man, this fish looks... Hold up. How big does it get? Pause. This is kind of cool. Trichomus Salvini, Mick said. Diana says 42. Ross says 38. JP says, damn. He even forgot to put the in. And Atkins confirms this is the Atkins. Lisa said this is a funk band fish. Okay. Johnny Best said 5. Oh my god. Oh, he said 40 now. Okay. She is a Salvini from a collection point. I forgot. F3. Oh, a collection point, but you forgot. Embroom said, is this some Central American cichlid that's actually pretty? It's a funny line. I'm sorry, dog. Sometimes my real thoughts come out. Monado said 50 out of 42 because my homie got me into Central American cichlids. Listen, I've been liking the gold convicts quite a bit, and I do like rainbow cichlids, but I think I like the gold convicts better. JP Jeffrey says nice sneaker vibes. Embroom says 34. Mix says 40. Atkins says she's a killer. Well, that did make my interest go lower if you mean like literally killing things. It's a very cool looking fish though. What in the world? Have I seen this fish and I just forgot? I just feel like I don't remember seeing this fish. But maybe it just gets super huge and that's why I forgot conveniently. I like to forget pretty big fish exist sometimes because then I don't have to need them. Lisa said that would make a great sneaker design. Adam says 40. JP says 38. 186 says 36. I'm kind of with some of you guys here. This is a beautiful fish. This is actually a beautiful fish. I'm giving this a 41. I'm not gonna lie. This is a 41. The combination of colors and the gradient of them is so pretty. It's so pretty. And while I'm not thinking about how much this is like a murderous fish potentially or anything like that, as long as I forget about those things, yeah, this is a very nice fish. 186 said, I think I caught one of those in Florida. Mick said same genus as the black nasty cichlid, I believe. Yo, black nasty cichlid. That name don't sound right. I thought it was just the nasty cichlid. You said it's the black nasty cichlid. Yo, it's 2026, Mick. Calm down. What Ross said, personality is half of beauty. Well, I don't know what its personality is. That's the things that you figure out later, and that's when the regret sinks in. Atkins says, I wish I remember the collection point. I wish you did too. Just, I'm just curious. It's not Florida, right? That's got to eliminate a good chunk of the world. All right, thank you very much, Atkins, for the submission. Any other last ratings for this wondrous fish? Atkins says it was Rio something. Some famous guy collected them. Yeah, you're really convincing me that I need to. For some famous guy collected them. You don't remember collection point. You don't remember. Oh my gosh! By the way, Atkins sent in a bunch of really great photos. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm trying to get one from each person I haven't done yet. So on to the next. On to the next. Mick is guessing Rio Candelaria. Rio Candelaria is Mick's guess. All right, this next one is coming in. Johnny Best, I think, is asking how big this cichlid gets. I thought I saw it gets at least 6 inches. Seems like it gets a little bit bigger. And I think I already said Maven said definitely 39. Atkins says drinking and smoking doesn't mix well with Latin names and collection points. Fair enough. Okay, this next one is coming in from another person that has been holding it down in the chat. I've seen some ratings from them. They missed the swap, but they said they're going to make it to the next one. Giving out one of the few 42s out of 42s of the night. This is coming in from Gia. And it'll be on your screen momentarily in 3, in a 2, in a 1. Feast your eyes. Dun dun. Feast your eyes on the fish that seems to be in the midst of a feast of epic proportions. This fish looks like it just arrived at a high-end Golden Corral. You know what I mean? It's like a buffet, but it's all the finest foods. Yes. I think this is one that you guys will probably recognize. Atkins said, yes, Mickham, that's it. Mick guessed the collection point for last fish, the Rio Candelaria. There we go. What do you guys think? Honey Gourami. Now, I kind of have a soft spot for honey gouramis at this point. Minato says classic 35. Fish NJ said 4. Did a honey gourami steal your family or something? We're talking about married with kids and stuff. Like, did a honey gourami break up your happy home? Fish NJ, come on. They destroy your Xbox. Atkins says that's a 42. Okay, another 42 in the chat for the honey gourami. Lisa said beautiful. JP says 36. Oh, okay. Fish NJ said 8. My auto sinkless fry. Okay, I understand that. So Fish NJ's got a little bit of trauma from honey gourami. I get that. Okay. No judgment here. Diana says 35. Atkins said my first fish that spawned for me. I'll always love honey gourami. Bro, I got a pair of them. I think I just need to get some of their tank mates out the way, but he's just making bubbles everywhere. But I haven't seen any eggs or fry yet. But they're on my list of labyrinth fish that I really want to breed because I think they're such a classic. Cam Jen said, don't hate on honeys. 186 to 38. Yeah. Listen, when some kind of fish kills a fish that I like a lot, I also start hating that fish. That's where I'm at with the Bashard eye right now because they're so aggressive. When a fish is too aggressive and it makes my life hard, I don't want anything to do with the fish. I don't. So I get it. Johnny Best said, is there a red gourami? I think there are like redder gouramis. Do they call them like sunset gouramis? There's other dwarf gourami that they've bred the different colors, yeah. Yeah, 186 to 38. Maven said, I love my group of 15 or so juvenile honey gouramis. They were a surprise fry I found after I sold the adults. Oh, that's awesome. I want these things to happen to me. Everyone's breeding honey gourami without me. That's pretty cool, though. Okay. 34. Everyone loves gouramis in the chat. That's what I'm getting. Gia, you came with the right pick. Atkins said, you'll get them to breed. They only spawned when I kept them alone with like shrimp and snails. I kept them. Okay. Then I think I just need to put them alone. I got some like rainbow fish with them. Yeah, man. Honey gourami. It's got the feast coming in. Literally, the bloodworms are raining from the sky. It's cloudy with a chance of bloodworms. This is like the first pitch of the movie that they couldn't sell. They're like, we like the concept, food raining from the sky, but we need to adjust. Do you think we could do like pancakes and stuff instead of fish food? Then the rest is history. Maven said they won't spawn if there's anything that remotely thinks of eating their eggs or fry. Okay. Johnny Best said 25. Johnny Best is hard to please these days. My goodness. Oh my goodness. But not too bad still. High scores for the honey gourami. Who would have thought? Probably a lot of people, but that's good to know. I'm giving this fish a 38. A 38 out of 42. Love a good honey gourami. This one looks happy. I love when you get the reflection of the photo at the top, by the way. I love the reflection effect when you can capture that in a photo. Actually, I'm moving my point to a 39 just because of that. I just noticed that. But yeah, 39 out of 42. I like honey gouramis as well. I'm on the honey gourami train. Maybe said 32. Mix that needs calm water. The bubble nest won't remain intact. Now, the bubble nests are definitely intact. They're all over the place. But thank you very much, Gia, for the submission. Everyone likes a good honey gourami, man. All right, let me see. Who else has submitted that I haven't already gotten one of yet so far? Let me just scroll through, see if I missed. Okay, I didn't do that yet, and I didn't do... Okay, we've almost gotten at least one of everyone that sent one in. So let's keep the good progress going. This next photo. And by the way, if you're watching this on the replay, or if you're watching live, join the Discord. I have it linked in my channel. I have it linked in the description of this and also in the chat right now. But join the Discord and look at the photos for yourself in the photo channel. They'll be there after this is done. And it's really just, there's a lot of photos in here that are very nice. So I definitely think it's worth, if you're on the replay, just joining the Discord to take a look at them up close and full quality, Ross came in at 28. Lisa said, love the reflection. Camjan said they do have red honeys because Johnny was asking that. Mick said honey gouramis beat the shit out of my Banshee Apistos. I find that hard to believe. Those Apistos are so mean. Or at least I found the Incas to be mean. All right, this next photo. We have not seen one from this individual yet so far. And this is also a kind of fish that we have not seen so far. Perhaps if you're into ponds, this might be a fish that you've looked into. And the individual that submitted it is someone we recognize for their great intellect. Now, is it just because of their name? You're going to have to let me know. But that's just what I hear on the streets. It's coming in from Smart Person in 3, in 2, and before your eyes right now on your screen. 1. Here we go. Feast your eyes on this glowy fish. JP Jeffrey says if you can make it past the captures. Oh my... Bro, JP could have joined the Discord forever because he claimed he couldn't solve the captures. I cannot believe this. Also, at this point, we're gonna have to start doing some like monthly photo Discord photo competitions or something, because there's way too many good photos for us to like rate every single one on stream. It'll probably take like 8 hours, but also just I want to fully appreciate them. We gotta make this a thing. You guys went crazy. Atkins said I struggle with those. Pond Puppies guess Cuban Blue Eyed Gambusia. No. Minamoto said 40 because Magakas are nice, but -5 for the camera angle. So 35 out of 42. JP says skinny rice fish. Is it? I don't think it looks that skinny. I think it's the angle. Atkins said I have hundreds of pictures. Oh my god. Let me get my Tony Stark camera out. Yeah, we got a nice little rice fish here. There's a good amount of glow going on. This must be one of them platinum ones, you know what I mean? Now, I say it's a platinum rice fish. I'm expecting Lisa to come through with some kind of musical comparison now. That it just seems to be up there. Ross said 2 to 3 minimum time limit to vote, then keep it moving. Hell no. I refuse to structure myself. Johnny Best said glowfish, rice fish. Fish NJ said 2. Bro, what did the rice fish do to you now? Cam Jam said should have put them in a tub. I think maybe whoever said struggled maybe. Mick said 33. Minato said agree with Ross. Yeah, okay. You guys unionize all you want. Diana said 40. Fish NJ said most boring fish to exist. Honestly, the most boring fish to exist is probably a catfish that's worth $300. Let's be real. Okay, let's be real. The most boring fish to exist. There's a lot of competition in this hobby. Some popular fish are objectively boring as hell. Like what about all those banjo catfish or whatever, like the ones that never move? All the fish that are basically named after a log because they look like a log and they do what a log does and just sit there. And Broom says 32. Ross said 20. We got some Medaka haters. 32 top view would bump it up. Adkins says. Kanjan said put them in for the competition. Wait. Man, I'm losing track of things. Lisa Wolf said this fish is an usher that helps you to your seats when you're late for the show. Okay, that was creative. I liked it. Atkins says discus are the most boring fish ever. Changed my mind. I mean, they're not the most interesting. And no, I disagree. Because, I mean, they got parenting behaviors that's interesting. They got some interesting behaviors. But they're just such a visual display. And they're out and about. I don't think they're that boring. But, like, a L number catfish that just, like, sits where you can't see it all day in a cave, I think those are pretty boring. Ross said my L136C sports colors are fire. Okay. As long as they're out and about, I guess. And Broom said 80% of puffers are the most boring fish. 80% seems outrageously high. How many puffers are that? Most of those do move around and do things. How 80%? Like just in the world or in the hobby? I guess you have the potato puffers that just stay buried under the sand and things like that, but I mean 80% of them being boring. I like the peas. My Congos are active and interesting. And yeah, I agree with Fish NJ. The ambush puffers can be fun still, but Jacob says agree with Mick. Some boring fish are the coolest is what Mick said. Okay, interesting. I mean, by definition, I feel like if they're boring, they're not that cool. I feel like you have to say some boring fish actually aren't boring. If the fish is legitimately boring, then I don't know. 186 29. Lisa said, I put these rice fish in a pond and never get anything done because I'd be stuck by the pond. Okay. There we go. Ross said rice fish meh. See, this is why the rice fish hype was building for a while. But, man, these days, a lot less people are interested in rice fish than I remember them being like a year or so ago. I feel like many have been disenchanted by rice fish. I'm not going to lie. There's been some rice fish disenchantment. Jacob said, boring to others, but they're not to us. They're not. Cam Jam said, y'all, good night, y'all. Don't talk shit if you can't back it up. Whoa, where did that come from? You talking about fish pics? All right, I'll put some fish pics in. Fish NJ said rice fish have to be the most boring propaganda fish ever. I'll agree with you that they're definitely propaganda fish. I do like rice fish, but I feel like the rice fish experiment, at least for people that keep aquariums indoors, has been a failure. For keeping them in ponds and tubs, indoors or outdoors, that seems to be pretty nice. But Minato said we need to make rice fish hybrids, TBH, to add more genetics to the current fancies. Ooh, possible controversial take, but you might be right. Fish and Jay said my roach fish are boring 90% of the time, but super cool once out to eat. Pond Puppy says I do love blue eyes, Porapancheks, Normani's, etc. Johnny Pest said Ross, if you're selling your L136, holla, okay, my brother. Hey, River, Johnny says he's rich, so he's good for it. Jacob said, again, I agree. I have blue Mayukis and mixed Madakas. I have black Madakas with green scales, and they're my favorite. Okay, mix up the rice fish. I'm going to give this fish, I'm going to give it a 32. I like the platinum rice fish. I do. Oh, my God, bro. I'm having my brain is, like, freezing. I'm rusty. I'm stream rusty. Yeah, I like the platinum rice fish the most. It's nice. We need the Captain Sparkle rice fish in here, though. I'm not gonna lie. It's skewing my It's skewing my. What's the word? When you see something that makes it so you can never look at that category of thing the same way again, that's Captain's rice fish for me. So it skews the whole scale. But thank you very much, smart person, for submitting. Love a good rice fish. I didn't realize how many people don't like rice fish, though. What in the world? How are you guys finding rice fish more controversial than? Well, actually, no. The first live-bearer did get significantly more hate, but still, I'm just surprised. That's all. All right. One more. We got one more picture from someone that hasn't already submitted. No, wait. No, we got two. Hold up. My bad. We got two. So let me get to that. And then we're going to have to do some rapid rounds and go through some of these other photos because, God damn it, I got to go to sleep. Also, I forgot to start my load of laundry, so I'll do that. But I got to wake up early. Okay. Let's lock in. This next submission is coming from someone that has been traumatized by many fish, traumatized by gourami, traumatized by the propaganda of rice fish. I believe I'm connecting the Discord name to the stream name correctly. But in the Discord, they're Terry Bones. I believe in that chat, it's Fish NJ, ? I believe. And their fish will be on your screen momentarily. And by momentarily, I have a precise measurement of time of when it will be on your screen, which I'm going to reveal to you right now. It's like 3, 2, 1. Feast your eyes, for a fish is near. What do we think? What are your first impressions? I know some people in the chat definitely got to know what this fish is. Ross already coming in with a 41. Come on. We got heart eye emojis in the chat. Maven said barf. Sorry, wrong chat. What in the world? Barfing at the fish? Oh, Maven says joking. Minato said, I like blue, 41 out of 42. And Imbroom said 41. You guys are all on the same page? 3 41s in a row. Damn. That's a first. Diana says 50. Oh, my goodness. The scale's breaking. Wait, Atkins said negative 42. What's going on? Maven said, I love that fish, 41. Mick said, Australibius nigaprinus, 39. Beto says 43. Atkins said JK 42. All right, this is officially the most popular fish of the night. Holy. Ross said this is a beautiful fish. Beto said this might be AI. No, this is AI. I'm familiar with this fish. This is definitely real. Fish and Jay said Argolibius now. Okay. I missed that they changed that. Ross said, yeah, there's a beautiful fish, 3 flame emojis. Diana Roach, all caps, love it. 3 exclamation marks, 3 heart emojis. Oh my god. Lisa Wolf said 41. The scale's breaking. We're at 541s. 541s. Oh man. Yes, this is a very this is a killifish. Mick did put the name in the chat. These are available on WetSpot relatively often if you're interested in them. By the way, if you're local, Aquarius Society of Central Maryland, we're doing a group buy coming up, and we're voting on the different online stores, ones that have supported the club. On our Facebook page, if you're a paid member, do a vote. One of the options is WetSpot, so just saying. Maybe said, I'll take back my 41, save it for later. Oh my gosh. Lisa said it's probably even better in real life. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. 186 Element said 40. Honestly, looks wise, since I've seen this fish and stuff, it's a 42 fish for me. This is a perfect fish. Like, this photo isn't even as good as it gets. It's dark. It's got blue. It's small. It's pretty much like an Elisoma Gilbert tie, but a bit more active, a bit more out there. You could compare it to another similarly colored fish, the Aphanius minto, but I think it's a bit more mild-mannered than the Aphanius, at least in my experience. Maybe Mitch, you can chime in on that. So I think it's kind of a middle between Elisoma and the Aphanius on temperament, looks, and activity. Fish and Jay said, took the photo on an iPhone Mini 12. Oh my god, bro. An iPhone Mini 12? A 12 already is a little bit old, I guess. I'll be honest, I'm not as up as with the freaking numbers anymore. But the Mini is crazy. That's like the one, everyone thought that people wanted a small phone, and then they made one, and no one wanted it. Broom said, yeah, they are more mild than minto males. Okay. An action shot of them spawning would be a 55, Mitch says. Yeah, that's a nice fish. That is a very nice fish. Okay. I gave it a 42 out of 42. Any last ratings? Thanks, MJ, for that. I'm putting streamer mode back in. I think there's one last person that I haven't done a photo of already. And then I'm just going to share my Discord, and we're going to go through all the photos together. And we can do some rapid ratings / just kind of scroll through. All right. I got a couple photos to choose from on this one, so I might scroll through a few photos to try and give this fish the best showing. But this submission is coming in from someone named after the mythological first man ever created. Someone that's not only been active in the chat, but been active in the Discord. Come on, keeping the Discord alive. Someone that has a very interesting flavor of breath. Yeah, you heard me correctly. You heard me correctly. This submission is coming in from Adam Beetle Breath. In 3. In 2. What comes after 2? Does anyone know? Wait, 1 second. Let me drink my cucumber juice. 1 on your screen in front of you now. Feast your eyes. Now I have 1 or 2 photos from here. I think there were some difficulties in capturing the fish. So at this photo, I feel like you can see a bit more. But in this photo, you can kind of see the color more because of the light. So keep that in mind. Adam said, hey, that's me. And Fish and J said 42, love Luminatus. The picture doesn't do them justice. Luminatus is a very nice fish. It is. Manala says they're nice, 38. JP Jeffrey says, let's go. Adam, let's go. Holy. 186 says 38. You gotta love a good Luminatus. Even though this first photo, like, it's a little dark so you can't see the color, I feel like those that know, you can see the finish even through the grain. That's how powerful it is. All right, let me see what else you guys are saying in here. Holy. I was just sorting through my freaking tabs. Got totally lost. Okay, before y'all see these guys do not stop moving. Yeah, no, I said I feel like there was difficulty capturing the fish, but it's understandable. The Luminatus are not easy to take photos of. I have failed many times. I don't think I've taken a good photo of them before. JP said 38 too. Diana said 39. Mitchell Broom said 35. Mick said 37. Oh yeah, we got some Luminatus fans. I'll give it 36. I'll give it 36. Only because I want to see. I'm gonna push your photography limits next time. 36. We get the photo is gonna hit 40 easy. But this one, you can see the finnage and him flaring the fins really nicely. So honestly, it's not even that bad. It's just dark. That's why I picked this, because I'm like, yeah, that's a nice fish. You can tell. Okay, I see. Adam said the first photo was so happy because he flares his fins for like half a second. Yeah. No, I peeped that. Good work. Ross said 35. All right. Any last minute ratings? Anyone? Thank you, Adam, for sending that in, of course. Suda McGill is looking very nice. Beto said, why did my catfish get skipped? I'm going to get it on the replay. That's not a fish, Beto. But I'm definitely not going in order. So, smart person said 37. So now I'm going to go into the Discord channel, and we're just going to go through all the photos that were sent in order. And you guys can throw in a rating and what it's for in the chat kind of as we go. But I'm going to go at a quicker, just kind of scroll through pace. Thank you guys for sending so much in, by the way. Atkins put 38 in for the Luminatus. I'm blown away. I'm blown away by the submissions, and then also it's just cool seeing all the different fish, for sure. All right. So, let's get into this. So first, we have a lot from T-Relly in here. We have Pasilia Obscura. So if you guys are liking that, you can put your ratings. But I'm just going to kind of go through. This looks like a nice little Indler type situation. Small looking fish. We got that classic coloring. I like the spots. We got Limia Islay. Not a hybrid. I like vertical stripes on a fish like this. I think that looks very nice. Very nice. Shirley said, but I wasn't gonna say anything. Smart person said a Magitarium. I was like, that's why I paused, because I was reading it. I was like, if we're rating this, do we change the point system based upon the logo? We got branded Limia. This is funny. Shirley, this is the fish that all the ones Shirley put in. So we got, in order, Albino Pygmy Cory, Hellboy Betta Tig, my Botter's Betta Victor, my original Gardnerite Killifish Male, my original Electric Blue Car Sid Vicious, and my Betta Alpumarginata Female Ether. I don't know, I kind of like the Magitarium tanks. So here we got the Albino Pygmy Cory. Then this was the I think this is the Hellboy beta. Damn, that is a really nice beta. It's like all red in the head and the bottoms of the fins. And then the white comes in the middle of the body with a little black finishing off the rest of it. And the caudal has a red outline with white in the center. It's really nice. Fish and Jay said, Imaginarium tanks are so much cleaner than Aquaman. I agree. And then this is the beta before. The red one. Then we got the male gardener eye. And electric blue Akara. Shiny. And the male beta marginata. Diana said the Hellboy's at 42. I agree. This is a pretty nice looking betta fish to me. Definitely in the 40s. Tirelli said this is Pasilia salvatoris. Come on, Beto. We need the rare live bearer people to rise up. Although that Corey's looking mighty nice. All right. I like this one here. You can kind of see the blue line shimmering in the middle. Now that's some potential I see there. No. I could see this fish looking pretty cool. Then we got Tiger Liberties, Limia Islay X Pasilia salvatoris. So Limia Islay. So this is interesting. Okay, he put the Limia Islay earlier. Then he put the Pasilia salvatoris. Now we got the Limia Islay hybridized with the Salvatore. So we're some interesting experiments going on here. The females still look relatively bland. In fact, did it actually make the fish look blander? Interesting. What did you learn about crossing these? I wonder. Then we have an F3 Pasilia Salvatoris X Pasilia Sphenops. Fish and Jay said hybrids is big in 2026. I mean, technically, I guess they've always been big since a lot of popular fish are hybrids, but you saying that we're going to be hybridizing more stuff? It could be interesting. This looks cool. This kind of looks like a melanated mosquito fish, but less mean looking. Pasilia Salvatoris X Pasilia Sphenops. Fish and Jay said, I was shunning it. Okay. This one looks pretty cool. We got Limia Islay X Limia Tridens. And Minato said, hating. Everyone's going to hate on the hybrids until you make one that looks super nice. Then they forget. You know? That no one cares that all the domestic bettas are hybrids. No one cares about that. There's a lot of cichlid hybrids that are popular. Oh, sheesh. I mean, the blueness in the middle is staying, but can you make it just be more? That's the thing. This is a pretty gray fish. All right, here we have the video from Mick that I couldn't show earlier. So Mick says, just to share something... South American killifish with an odd spawning tactic, internal fertilization. The females dispose eggs in plants or soil. Campolebius brucei from our killifish auction a month ago. Wait 1 second. Let me make this a little bit bigger. 1 second. It's an interesting looking fish. It's got very pointy looking fins. Like the bottom and top fin just point straight up, straight down, and then the caudal is like kind of clamping up into a point when it's standing still. It's kind of interesting. When it moves, it spreads them out. It looks very fast. That's a cool fish. Minato said half Mick, half mouse. What? Mick said I'm a hybrid, half Mick, half mouse. What in the world? Smart person said throwing dagger fish. I agree. Minato said those look nice. Yeah, that would look pretty cool. Okay, we're almost through. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say we're almost through all the library hybrids, but nope. Torelli said, okay, this is. Oh wait, this is the one we looked at. Okay, here we have Pasilia reticulata, Ria Morchel, El Salto, Orange Line Guppy X Blue Star Indler. These look pretty cool. Look at that orange line, man. I like when the name is I like when the name matches. I hate when the name doesn't make sense visibly. Nick said it can become even darker with the silver head. Talking about his fish from the video. Yeah, okay, I respect the orange line. That's cool. That's got an aesthetic. What do you guys think? Orange line? This one is just... I think this one isn't a cross. It's a straight orange line. I do think it looks better. But honestly, they look pretty much the same, if I'm being honest. Fish NJ said these are super cool. Okay, you got him. Minato, we got some momentum. You got him with the orange line. They're into it. Let's go. Okay. We got him. What do you guys rate? What would you guys rate the orange line? I am curious about that one. Put it in the chat. And I was like, got him. All right, Diana put in the beta, but also put in Juvenile Elisoma Gilberti. Look at these little babies growing up, all so cute. Yo, I just shipped some Elisoma, but the estimated delivery is like way longer than I expected. They're probably gonna be fine, but I might have to start trying to do some overnight shipping because I don't want to have to deal with waiting. It's just so shipping is so expensive right now. It's so expensive. It's not even like, bro, when you're selling stuff and you're shipping it, it's like, well, if it's expensive, then someone else in theory is supposed to pay for the shipping. But I still feel bad. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But I might have to do it for fish because I hate the stress of waiting. Ross Baltimore said 35. Smart person said 38. Fish NJ Albedo said 40. Fish NJ said, do you ship fish? Minato, do you ship fish? So wait a second. Hold up. You do all this hating. See, how did I get proven right directly? I said, look, he's hating now, but if you make one that looks good, or if you show a fish that looks good, then it's going to change. And look, you came with the orange lines, and they said, do you ship? Holy. Fish NJ said double standards. That's hilarious. Rio Marshall is an Indler. It's a wild type guppy. Oh, that makes it even cooler in my opinion. Yeah, I might have to go with that. But yeah, Diana with the little Elisoma. Congratulations on breeding them. I love seeing more and more people breeding them. Oh, there's a third one down here I missed. I'm still trying to figure out what age I can tell confidently what sex they are. But if I had to guess, you can never be sure of this size. I feel like this is probably a little too small. This one I would guess is going to be a female. But hey, who knows? Minato said 40 out of 42 baby fish are always adorable. Tirelli sent in another one that isn't a live bearer. L393 Ancestris SP Cheese Creek. So we were talking about Mickey Mouse earlier. If anyone got a love for cheese, this might be the fish for you. Cheese Creek. I feel like the location name is so distracting. I'm like, why doesn't the fish look like cheese? Minato said, look up that Ancestris. The pics don't do it justice. Okay. I'll have to look that up in a second. Give me a second. Cheese Creek. All right. Let me make a note of looking those up. I'm going to put that in the chat. Okay. Diana also sent in a picture of some fish from above. I think these are the shiners. Oh, White Cloud Mountain Minnows Rainbow Shiners. We got some little fish going by. That looks like a nice little setup here with the rocks and the wood. Mick said that's a beautiful Ancistrus 38. Ross said 39. JP said 38. Okay, okay. Ooh. I need to see the pond the aquatic isopods are going into. These look like some nice setups, Dan. Tirelli also put in some blue star indlers. All right. Okay. I see some hearts already in the Discord on this one, so I'm starting to see what you guys like. Fish with color. Who would have thought? I'm not gonna lie to you, really though. You do have kind of a crazy collection. I gotta say, you got a crazy collection. Lisa the Wolf sent in the picture of the goldfish, but also sent in the picture of these beautiful guppies. Look at that. The purple on them is excellent. I see people putting their ratings in. When you put your ratings and then going faster, just put what it's for, so I don't accidentally attribute it to an ugly fish. You know what I mean? Yeah, these guppies are very pretty, though. Ross said the goldfish is stunning. 37. Oh, yeah, you weren't here when we were going through that. Oh, man. This she got one of the bettas that's wearing a wedding dress. Oh, my gosh. These fins are crazy. Ross gave the guppy 35. Okay. Oh, my goodness. There's more fin than fish. Well, I guess the fins are the fish. You get what I'm saying. And then more photos of the goldfish. Yeah, this goldfish might change my opinion on goldfish for this one. All right, if you have a drink, I'm going to finish the rest of my pickle juice. Hydration. Okay. I'm going to clink the screen. We're going to do a cheers in 3, 2, 1. Cheers. Whew. That's sour, and I love it. Okay. Diana said, wow, Lisa, beautiful 40. Was that for the betta, the guppy, or the goldfish? Let me know. I feel like it's got to be for... It could have been any of them, to be honest. Then we had Steve's Lamprogra Stappersai photo in here, which is very pretty. Trying to make it a little bit bigger as I scroll. Then Diana, this one I didn't bring up. I should have brought this one up. This is a great photo. We got two fat, happy pea puffers, and they're both eyeing this snail. This is actually one of the best photos, just as far as it telling the story. How this snail's about to get fucking whacked. Yo. Look at these things, man. Look at that. Those eyes, the cute little murder peas. I love that photo. Diana said guppy, but the betta is great too. So she gave the guppy a 40. That was beautiful. Atkins says 42.7. JP says 40 for the pea puffers. Mick says so cute 38. Yeah, that's a cute photo. Monado said 45. Okay, Diana, you're swinging for high points tonight. I like it. That's a great pick. Both fish are in focus. Yep, that's a good one. All right, Mitchell sent in a couple of fish. It was hard to choose because he sent in a bunch of nice fish. I went for the one I thought people would know the least. But he also sent in some Hoplosoma CW111s. So very fancy designer quarry here. Then a Scarlet Shiner over here. Diana said there's actually a third P between them. Oh, is that what that is here? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that snail is toast. Manalo said Vulcans are something I really want but so expensive. 50 out of 42. Yeah, that's very nice. Then he's got the Scarlet Shiner here, which I'm not familiar with. Ross said over 9,000 for the CW111. Ross, you're just a fancy fish glazer. I actually like these Hoplosoma atroposonatum more. These are really nice, Corey. I like them way more. This is probably, I keep forgetting they exist, but they're probably top 5 Corys for me that I like aesthetically. They look real nice. So yeah, Mitch sent in 4 bangers. I'm not gonna lie. The Scarlet Shiner is probably the weakest because I'm not familiar with it, and when you put it next to these other fish, holy. 38 for the second Corey. Beto said Hoplosoma's fire. Yeah, we got some fire. We got some fire Corys coming in. Then Fishcapades got some great angelfish photos. Just for the purpose of time, I couldn't go through. I know Ross is like, if you just give each one 2 minutes, I don't want to do that. I want to just be able to just, bullshit, take my time. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll do a rapid fire one someday, but I guess that's why we're doing this. Embroom said the Scarlet Shiners not colored up there. They look amazing when breeding. I figured. That's why I said I'm not familiar with them. Because if it was a Rainbow Shiner, then see, I know what that looks like. We got a lot of cool angelfish coming in from Fishcapades. This is a cute photo. They got the eyes boopied out. I should have done this one. JP sent a 40 in for one of the other angelfish. This photo is just like so funny. Phineas pick. That does look like Phineas. Oh, did I miss this person? I'm so sorry if I missed this person. I didn't bring up their photo. Streamer mode is cutting off the name. But this is Hypensistrus SP. So put a rating in for this one. I might have missed this one earlier. I can't see the name of it. So if you're in the chat, claim credit. Mick said, male's female angel with that lovely black stripe and the caudal spin. Yep. Got a 41 for the Pleco from Renato. What do you guys think? Hypensistrus SP. Nice black and white lined one. I was talking with the Zebra Aquatics. Was telling me about how apparently a lot of these L numbers, like the 173Bs and L333s, like there's a lot of hybrids, and they even hybridize in the wild. So like, unless you really know your source, you probably have some hybrids. And we're looking in the store when he said this, and there were some ones in the store where the pattern was kind of definitely drastically different than the others. I don't know if that's something I really care about, I'll be honest. With the L number, if these L numbers are hybrids, bro, they're not, haven't not even described. I don't care. But the point is, if it looks nice, that's fine. Now, I guess what you care about hybrids is you want to spend $400 on a fish. You know what it is. So when it comes to like the super fancy ones, I get it. But man, Ross said this looks like a hybrid. Embroom said Hypensistrus Cedeli now covers a bunch of the different L numbers. Ooh, that would be nice. I would love it if they were with a bunch of the L numbers, we all knew the species, and then you could just cross them and not feel bad about it, but maybe focus on some different patterns. So if I'm looking at Google, it says, I believe it says L66, L33, L287, L399, L400, and L236. Is that species now? Let me double check. They came to the conclusion that L66, L236, L287, L333, L399, L400, and LDA69 could be assigned to this one species. Okay. Cool. Makes sense to me. Very nice, 40. JP says looks like a king tiger. We got 38. 186 says 186. Bro. How narcissistic can you be? You're going to rate a fish after yourself? Come on. What are we doing here? Whoops. Sorry, I cut off the photo a little bit. All right. Beto said, bro, you got the Discord lagging? How did I get the Discord lagging? Fishcapades put in some more angels over here. Adam said I gotta hit the hay. Good night, everyone. Oh, that's your photo? Oh my gosh, bro. It cut off your name for my streamer mode, so I couldn't see. Thank you, 186. I thought you just rated your... I thought you just rated it 186. Very nice looking Pleco. Very nice. Tirelli added Lisa Wolf and then sent this photo. I forget the context of it. But this fish got some shine to it. All right. I see you, Tirelli got a... Yo, we need the full live bear tour one day. You got all these experiments. What's going on? Then we had the Medaka here from Smart Person. We had the orange Australe. Melba is becoming a hoarder of angels, Mick said. That's hilarious. I mean, there's quite a lot. Then we got Ross sending a picture of some guppies. These guppies look pretty fancy. Minato said I got 2 tanks. How do you have 2 tanks and have this many different species, though? What in the world? Fish and Jay said, would y'all do angels in a 55 on Conflicted? Man, I feel like a 55 is pretty big. Like, and it's like got that narrow and tall thing to it, so I feel like you can. But again, I don't keep angels, so I don't really know. But like, I feel like a 55 might be good for growing them at least. But I don't know how many you want to put in there. 75 seems like a safe starting point. I don't know. Ross says 55 is good. Manal says even those that say they share the same genius, the majority of them keep their own species. Okay, interesting. Atkins says I think a 55 is the perfect tank for a pair of angels long term. Beto said maybe even a 29 for angels. No. Big Steve said 29 for angels. I don't know about that. I mean, yeah, I think you could, but could you do much else in there? I don't know. I'm thinking about them at their max size, though. At their max size. For 29 for breeding, yes. I could see that. Okay, everyone's saying 29 for breeding. So that seems to be the consensus. Fish and Jay said they'll get tall like 12 inches. I want Altums or Rio Nanes. I do like the Rio Nanes a lot. For breeding, not a display tank, 29, Big Steve says. Fish and Jay says, I haven't kept angels in nearly a year now. I want to get 5 Juvie Rio Nane. That's one of the angels I was thinking of meeting my first. Minamato said 42 on the guppy. Atkins says 29 is okay for a breeding pair, but with nothing else. All right. As long as they're not super veils, they're not said. So Ross sent these guppies. He also sent, of course, this angelfish that was immaculate. We got this long fin Snow White Pleco, looks like. And we got this other smaller angelfish here. It's kind of dark with some green shine on it. With some very fancy looking fins. Then we had all the photos here from Adam Beetle Breath. Trying to get photos of the Luminatus. Then Mitch doubled back. If he had put this one up earlier, I might have chosen this photo. He said, how about Zacho Platypus? This is a very nice fish. This is one of those kind of fish I want to have. I would want to set up a specific tank for them. Very nice looking. I'm partial to the vertical striping. That's something I'm learning about myself throughout this stream. I do like vertical stripes on a fish. And these guys definitely got that. I give them a 40. I saw Adam responded to that in the Discord. Not going to lie, one of my favorite fish to the Zacho. They're the honey gourami. Jacob put in this video. Let me make this bigger on the screen for the stream. You guys tell me what this is. It looks like a very cool looking live bear, but you can't quite see it through the black waterness of the tank. Oh, he said Pingu Indler Guppy Hybrid. Alright, yeah, it looks pretty cool. Benato said Pingu Guppy. Okay. I finally learned to read. I got it. That does look nice, though. Ibram said the Zaccoplatypus is basically Southeast Asia shiner. JB Jeffrey says this is my submission. Oh, this is the darter photo. Yeah, this photo is nice. It's just satisfying to look at. All right, Atkins came in with a bunch of fancy photos. It was hard to pick. We got one of this guppy here, looking very nice. Then, of course, we're familiar with the Salvini. We brought that on stream. This looks like some kind of goby situation here. And again, wait, is this a saltwater thing? Or is this a freshwater? That kind of looks salty to me. I don't know. I think this is a fake plant. That's what made me think that. Oh, shit. We got some shrimp here. I do think this is salty. Look at that shrimp. Oh, my God. Why is that one claw so much bigger? Wow. Fish NJ said macroalgae. Oh, my God, bro. I got by the salt fiend. Who let this salt demon in here? Oh, my. What kind of shrimp Mamato said? Yeah, that shrimp looks kind of crazy. Bro. Why is his right arm so much bigger? Holy. Mikam said Minato is messing me up with his/her name, mixing it with a Japanese soccer player named Minamino. Oh, yeah, that does look similar. That does. Fish NJ deleted a bunch of messages, but what you saying? Gooner arm, if you know, you know. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know, man. This guy, this shrimp definitely was watching that Sophie Rain DJ Vlad interview and was getting something completely different than I was. All right. Let's see. We got a Pleco here. Very ominous Pleco cave photo. Ooh, Gold Wonder Killy, perhaps? The green eyes are... I feel like they don't get enough credit for these green eyes. That's definitely something very different. Great photos. Ooh, so this is Ivanacara adoqueta, or however you say it. This is a zebra cars, right? Not the vermaculata. Yeah, because the female doesn't have that crazy red thing. Jacob said that's cool. I've never seen a fish with straight up green eyes. Yeah, that was pretty dope, right? This is a wish list fish for me. Oh my gosh, it's carrying the stick in its mouth. I didn't even notice. Oh man. Is it? No, it's not. Okay. I need to go to sleep. It looked like it was carrying the stick in its mouth for a second. Okay, it is the zebra car. I'm starting to see shit. This is crazy. All right. This is... I feel like I like these flagfish. The festivum, right? They're like a cross between a normal looking cichlid and an angelfish, if you know what I mean. But when I saw those videos, when all those people, was it Chris Luchip or whatever that went to Brazil, I forget, and you see them with the angelfish, and there are like so many of them, and it's crazy. I gained an appreciation for this fish. I think they look really cool. If they had just a bit more color, it'd be easy angelfish competition. But I don't know anyone that keeps these things. I've seen them in the auction, and I mean, angelfish struggle in auction sometimes, but no one seemed interested. Adoqueta is one of my favorites. Dinah said 40 here. I think that was the last one. Festivums have gone like extinct in the hobby. Atkins says Mesonata Acora F2. Yeah, these look very nice. I love them. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like if I was gonna build a big, national aquarium type installation, you gotta have like a giant school of these. Atkins said my favorite cichlid is Festivum. Oh, interesting. Mickham said I wish the flag cichlids were smaller fun size. It would be nice if they were a little bit smaller. I think they're super cool. They had that color. They have the body shape where they're fancy, but the colors where they wouldn't take away from whatever the real centerpiece was. So I feel like they make such a good fish for display tank. especially if you just have like a crazy aquascape and the fish aren't supposed to be the center anyway. This one we didn't rate on stream. I don't know why do people do a 100 emoji to this. But Beto submitted this catfish. 42 out of 42, obviously. This catfish looked very long, also quite dry. So that's a little odd, but yeah. Shout out to Beto and the catfish. Atkins says the guppy is a cross I made. Male was koi tuxedo and female was a rainbow indler. He's talking about this one. Okay. I was going to say, because it does got that indler color on the body, but it has actually some nice finish and stuff. 100 out of 42 on the catfish, Jacob said. Very nice, very nice. Then here's a video from Fish NJ of, I think, the highest rated fish of the night on average. The Australibius. Or sorry, Arglo Lebius, or however you say. It's not Australibius anymore. That's what I'm trying to get across. Very cool. On the iPhone Mini 12 makes that more impressive. Now, Big Steve came through with it. Yo, he won't shut the hell up about. At this point, Big Steve, I know Big Steve's obsessed with these shrimp, the prawns. Because he's mentioned it on stream many times. Then when I saw him at the swap, bro, I don't know who was more proud of what. Ross more proud of his puppy or Steve more proud of his shrimp. Now, the prawn is very cool looking. I'm just saying, Steve is excited about the prawn. So, Steve, you got to breed these things. I'm tired of hearing about them. I'm tired. You like them so much, you got to breed them. You have to. Minano said, looks edible. No, these are raised for food, actually. So, you're on the right track. Which, after learning that my crayfish are raised for food as well, I'm kind of like, should I just start raising stuff to eat? I don't know. People do that. I know someone that like has like a little fish farm in his backyard. You're telling me a shrimp fried this rice? Wait, what? My prawn would kick his puppy's ass, Big Steve said. And then here's the betta and tuta, which are looking fantastic, Big Steve. Holy. Yeah. I like them. I do. I'd buy this fish from you. But no one else. Beto said, do you notice the catfish was very well camouflaged with the environment? I didn't. I can see the catfish clearly. It's not hiding well, Beto. I'm sorry. Yeah, this Beto's looking fantastic. It still look kind of mean and scary, but I'll buy him. There's some fish I'd only buy once Big Steve breeds them. We got a rope fish that's in containment for some reason. Over here. John Cena, you can't see me, Jacob said. Yeah, this rope fish. Very, very nice looking rope fish, though. Rope fish are cute. Couple of fish sent some blue fins. Oh my god, these look great. The lines, the gold lines on them are so defined, and that blue is shining. Couple of fish got some of the best looking hill streams. Oh my gosh. These are the premium grade. Rare. Then Ross sent in, we got a video here. Let me make it a little bit bigger real quick. Pause. And we got, bam. These look like a little group of guppies here. The lighting's a little bright, so it's hard for me to totally see. Red-nosed tank is fire, not gonna lie. Okay. 42. Is that a pea pebble from Home Depot? Are you talking about this? I do think Home Depot's got some nice river rocks. I love the black ones. I love all of them, really. Fish and Jay said no pre-filter sponge on the guppy tank here. That's hilarious. Mix at 40 to the blue loaches. We got some 42s. I missed what those were for. JP says I have a shellfish allergy and prawns are the worst, but I eat it anyway. Bro, did you read the own sentence that you said? Atkins said BRB, I gotta drive. Okay, drive safe. And that's the end of the photo submissions. But that was a lot, guys. That was a lot. You see why I was struggling to get through to them all? That was pretty cool. Thank you to everyone that submitted something. I'm gonna wrap up the stream in 1 second. Let me go grab something real quick, and I'm gonna come back. I have one little. I have a couple. Like, I'm gonna talk for a little bit longer, but I want to go grab some more. I need something to drink. 3 hours of photos, Mick said. Oh my god, have we been streaming for 3 hours? Let's go. Hey, come on, guys. Like, did you guys happy I'm back? You're happy I'm back streaming? Or should I go on strike? I think I might go on strike until Mick comes on stream. I'm actually considering it. Because one, it gives me cover for not streaming for a long time, and two, I think that we should have Mick on stream. So you guys, let me know in the chat. Should I go on strike until Mick comes on stream? I'll be right back in 2 seconds. Bro, I'm out of pickle juice. There's 2 pickles left in the can, but I had to finish the pickle juice. I'm enjoying it too much. JP said W stream, appreciate it. Ross said, Big C, what did Naya do to you at the swap? Jacob said, Nick, I'm glad you're streaming, but don't fall for peer pressure. Oh, please, you guys don't care about peer pressure me. I don't want to hear it. Dia said, hardest, longest working stream. That's what I like to hear. Pause. Mick said, you wouldn't like to see me right now, 5:05 a.m. and I'm here. I don't care if you come on stream just audio, Mick. You don't have to come on video if you don't want to. That's always your excuse. But you should come on a call. I'm going on strike until Mick comes on stream. Even if it's just audio. Or you can come on and just put your camera to a fish tank. JP says 5-day strike. How about 5-year strike? 5-month strike. Beto says the Scud Alliance still a thing. Not if I have any. I just let the higher ups of the government know that the Scud Alliance is hoarding a large supply of oil. So good luck. Good luck. The drones will be in any second. Jacob said, Mick, I want to hear you talk about fish. I agree. Minato said, can you look up Cheese Creek, please? You forgot. Yes, thank you. See? Thank you. I like when I'm reminded of these things. I do have a tendency to forget. My memory is terrible. Yo, earlier I was filling out a form. And it had to do, you had to write the date. And I couldn't, my mind blinked on if you put the day or the month first. And the thing is, in some parts of the world, you do put the day first. But I've always written it the same way. I live in America. But for some reason, in that moment, I just couldn't think of what to put first. It's crazy what the mind does. Long COVID or some shit. I don't know. Also, you forgot to pay me back the $500 I lended you. Okay, buddy. I need you to lend me another $500, actually. Then I can once you do that, I'll be able to make it a few more weeks. That's gonna put gas in my car so I can make it to work and make more money. Then I'll pay you back plus $300 extra. So you're gonna make some money. I got you. Send it to In My Tanks on PayPal. Do friends, don't do business. Do the friends thing or whatever. Actually, do whatever you want. Just send me the money. So Cheese Creek Pleco, L393 Cheese Creek Pleco. Let's see who's got the best photo of these things. Okay, Dan's Fish. This photo's terrible. Guys, we're reaching the end of the stream, so I'm sorry. I'm getting a little loose. We're not rating fish anymore. I'm just yapping. All right, these photos on Planet Catfish, this looks better. It looks a little bit more honeycomb. That's cool. Now, how Heidi are they? That's the real question. Kind of reminded me of the Wabbenmunster Pleco. Let's look at the video. We gotta do the video.
It takes 90 seconds for this NASA-engineered AC cool down your room. It's
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. The ads are outrageous. You hear this? Yo, YouTube got like Rumble quality ads. Like, what's going on? I almost never see my mail. He only comes out to eat. Oh my gosh. Better said really nice fish photos tonight. I'm gonna need to hit some peeps up. Yeah, let's go. What is going on? Is this a fish unboxing or a frat party? What is happening? I was like confused. I thought I clicked the wrong video for a second, and I double checked the title, and it does say that it's an unboxing, but like there's a bunch of blokes sitting around in a smoky room. This guy looked like a Timu Andrew Tate on the right. Sorry to put that on you, my guy. It's just because you don't got no hair. I'm sorry. And you got a jacket on. That's about it. But yeah, I didn't even realize this was a fish video for a second. Will you be preventing gerrymandering at the polls in your new job? Will I be preventing gerrymandering at the polls in my new job? I don't think anyone that works at the polls could prevent gerrymandering. I think you're misplacing the responsibility. Only Congress can stop that in the state Supreme Court. So no. All right, where the hell is the fish? Yo, these guys are having a damn party. He's double fisting the fish bags. Where's the keg at? All right. I clicked on the worst video. Here we go. All right, that's the Pleco. When it's in the just being unbagged though. Cheese Creek. Okay, L393 Cheese Creek Pleco. We gotta do better than this. This is terrible. Imbroom said you're 3 minutes in and no fish yet. That's what I'm saying, bro. What is going on? Why are they the top 3? He posted the fish twice 7 years ago. My goodness. Okay. This is crazy, but a child might have the best video. Look, L393 Cheese Creek and L33 babies. I just clicked on it for the baby fish. I'm not gonna lie. Is it both fishes babies in the same thing? Oh my gosh. Okay, I think it is. L333 babies. Yo, this kid is outbreeding everyone right now. That's crazy. When it comes to fish, let me just clarify. That's actually nuts. Seeing the L333s at this size and having the patterning. Shout out to the young fishmonger. That's pretty dope. I'm gonna have to say the obvious, man. No one likes this damn fish. It's been like 6 years since anyone posted a video about it. Also, why is it all of the... Is this how much these things hide? All of it is of the fry or the eggs. Okay, here we go. Here's the fish. It's got a bit more of a warm line pattern in this. Yeah, that looks cool. That does look pretty cool. Any other fish I need to look up? I'm curious. Black Arrow Tetra. Has people uploaded videos of this thing much? Black Arrow Carry Tetras. Tristan's tropical fish. Okay. I need to breed mine, bro. I gotta set that thing up. Someone had them 10 months ago. Damn. Monado said, if I catch my male, I'll take a display pic of him someday. Okay. Embroom says, a fancy pleco thing. They all have really nice looking tails since all you ever get to see them. Yeah. I'm not getting any more fancy plecos, bottom feeders. I'm good. I mean, I'm trying to downsize. I'm trying to. I had a great talk with there's a breeder local to me, Carrie Tolva. She breeds a lot of fish. A very nice lady. That's the most I ever talked to her once. And I gotta say, apologies to everyone at the swap. I talk way too much. Sometimes I think back on like interactions. I was thinking back about. I was like, man, I won't ever shut up. Why? But she gave me a lot of great advice, and definitely inspired me to kind of keep working to get this fish room together. One thing she said that I got so excited when she said this. She says she just recently swapped to all Swiss tropical matin filters. This made me excited because, one, you guys know I've been rocking with Swiss Tropicals, and two, I've been very matin filter curious since I got my one Swiss Tropical matin filter installed at a 10, and also Becca Goldring, she uses them a lot, and I like them. But this made me even more excited because I've been to Carrie's fish room, and she uses a lot of hang-on backs and a lot of canister filters. She wants everything super clean. So for her to switch to the matin filters and be really happy with them, it was a good sign. So I do think what I want to do right now is I want to downsize as much as possible species-wise, clear some tanks so I can rebuild some stuff. I want to make a rack of 10s that has auto water changes somehow and matin filters. I think that's my first goal. And then I want a rack of 20s. That's the same thing. I think I want 6 20 longs, and then a rack of at least 8 10 gallons that are all auto water changed and matin filters. That's like my dream right now, my absolute dream, because my fish room's a disaster. So I think realistically, the 10 gallons, the 8 10 gallons is pretty achievable. I could do that. I think the 20s would be a bit, but and then I want to have the sediment. I want to have the sediment filter and carbon block on my hose, so I don't have to use the chlorinator anymore. That's kind of my dream right now. Holy. All right. Anything else I'm missing? Anything else going on? Anything else I should take a look at? You want me to look up before I get off? I do need to get off soon, but like I'm cool right now. If there's anything you guys want me to talk about or whatever real quick, I could talk about it. Or if there's anything you want to talk to me about and hop in the VC specifically, then let me know. I'm here. I do want to do another stream in a fish store. So if you own a fish store in the DMV area, let me know. I want to do another live stream in a fish store. I did talk to Jonathan from Capital Exotics. We might, sorry, not Capital. Yeah, Capital Exotics. We might be able to do a live stream there one day. That would be pretty cool. Goodness. How was the event? The event was good, Mick. We went over the event earlier. I was just talking about was conversation I had at the event. It was a good event. I'm excited for my club to do this group buy. I hope that Wet Spot wins low key, because I have a lot of stuff that I want to order. Because, okay, this is what I want you guys. I'm not going to order this, but I want to know what your opinion is. They've had this Titanic Apisto in their new fish list for 1 billion years. They've marked it down from 250 to 170. This is the Apistogramma colandari. Do you guys think this fish is worth $170? Now, I'm sure Wet Spot paid whatever they paid for it, so they have to sell it for whatever. Although that's almost $100 off, which is kind of crazy when you think about it that way. This is like Dan's Fish level of discounting. to get rid of a fish. But I think it's a cool Episto in the fact that it's like a collector Episto. It's like big or whatever. But I, as much as I want to hype it up, because someone who was telling me, I think Ross was saying, he was like, you were hyping this fish up. I mean, it's a cool fish. It's a cool fish. But this fish do not look good enough to pay 107. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Imbroom said, honestly, I would not get that from Wetspot. I would only get it from a hardcore pisto breeder or specific importer I trust. Really? Why is that? Just, is it a quality thing or just you want to be sure you get a pair? Jacob says it's a cool fish, but not for that much money. Like, look, we care about the fish as living beings, of course. You know, we do our best. And people are like, oh, how can people use fish for decoration or whatever? But at the end of the day, the look of the fish is always going to factor into things. And when you're putting a price tag, a monetary value on a living thing, how could the looks not factor in at least a little bit? And for me, this thing is, I can buy a much nicer Pisto for half the price. I don't know if it's an ego thing, but the blue flame of Pistos are something I want very badly right now. And I say ego thing because it's like only males in the stores. There's not a lot of them. I'm like, yo, I gotta get these blue flame of Pistos and breed them, man, because no one around here is breeding them in large amounts. Jacob said, why would you buy something you don't like, you know? Well, it does look like this yellow and black checkerboard thing does look cool or whatever. But some of the other Epistos that Mitch has brought up before with the long fin extensions and stuff, I would pay for those, even if they just had the fins and less color, because to me that's cooler. Imbroom said, Westpond's fine for most things, but there's some things they're not good at, and some rare expensives like that. I would care about things like proven collection points and the like. Oh, okay, interesting. Proven collection points. That's good. That's good to know. Minato said you need to make friends and import cichlids, probably get some females you're looking for. Well, are the blue flame Epistos like a collection point, or is that a created strain? Because when I think about why they're so hard to find, I imagine that there must be some kind of difficulty in breeding them, perhaps. So I just assume they're line bred because the fact that I just don't see many of them. My inclination is that either one, because they're line bred, there's some kind of like high cull rate, or just not many good fry come out of it. You know what I mean? Or they don't look right. Imbroom said blue flame or line bred. Okay. Jacob said, I was looking at some of those last night. I like how some of the species' dorsal lays are individual at the beginning of the fin. They look like spikes. You said blue steel Episto. Is that the same thing? Or is that... Oh, okay, this is different. Common names, man. Epistogramma SP. Oh, this is a Borelli. Yeah, that's nice. I like blue fish. Blue or turquoise fish I have a preference to. Downside of line breeding, not many good culling and breeding pair practices out there. I'm sending out a desperate call. I need someone with a strong understanding of genetics to come on stream and talk to us. A strong understanding of genetics and the ability to communicate it. Because there's so much about genetics I don't understand, and especially in application to fish, but just in general. It's a stream that we need badly. I'm trying to figure out who's the best person to bring on for that, but I'm just throwing that out there. Anyone that knows a lot about genetics, but also is comfortable coming on stream and being able to communicate effectively, plus apply that to fish keeping and breeding, because I think that's something that's missing a lot from breeding. I'm breeding fish, I'm selling fish, and yet I know nothing about genetics really if we're being honest. So it's something that I'd love to learn more about. Inbroom says Steel Blue Rapisto I think is about the only accepted hybrid Rapisto. Wait, it's a hybrid Rapisto and it is accepted? Inbroom says not Borellii. Well, Live Fish Direct says it is. All right. I see Dan's Fish has them. Oh, Dan's Fish has them in stock for $19.99. This is the cheapest Dan's fish I've ever seen. They have a strange. They have like a. Some of the photos have like an Akara vibe to them, like this one right here. This doesn't even look like an Apisto to me, almost. Look how round the front is. It almost looks like a weird electric blue Akara. Zebra Aquatic said lots of birth defects, I think, plus breeders holding back the females. Do you think breeders holding back the females is the biggest thing? Birth defects, though, I'm kind of curious what that would look like. But that's what I've been assuming it is. Improom said, I think Blue Steel are a combo of a pistogramma, Carti, and something else from what I recall. Let me look up that pisto. That would make sense, because look at the shape. Sorry, not this one. Yeah, that looks right. God, looking up these fish is it's such a pain. They think I'm saying a pistogramma care. No, dude. Has Dan's Fish brought anything cool in recently? I haven't checked this site out in a while. Super Red Crebensis for 16 each. Oh my goodness. Okay, he's got the Tenacara Candidae for $100 a pair. My God. I bought mine at Elite Menagerie Habitats for like 20 something each. This dude is wild. But it's not his fault. This is what happens when you're in the middle of nowhere. We got Gastromyzon Lepidogaster Melinau. Lepidogaster with a collection point, $100 each. God damn. A fish genetic stream would be awesome, Zebra said, and Minato agreed. Yes. Fish genetic stream, there's a lot of streams I want to do. It's been hard for me to keep up. It's been busy. But I just need to find the right person to come on. So someone that knows a lot about genetics to come on that can really explain the basics to us, answer a billion questions, and apply it to fish. Minato said you should hit up Ivan Guppies. He's cool. Okay. Imbroom said if you have a good LFS anywhere near you, you're not Dan's target audience. That's very true. And I have said, that is something I've said. It's like I got good LFSs near me, so ordering online is kind of sometimes difficult to justify. Unless it's just something the stores near me don't bring in. Like, for instance, a lot of stores don't bring in the, like, Robocops and things like that. The Nanopatoma Robocops. But I haven't really looked at what things people have been bringing in a while. I want those smaller bamboo shrimp. That's what I really want. Aqua imports. Upside down catfish. That's on my wish list of fish to breed one day. I don't have any space for them right now, but one day. Diana said, I think Fishery knows something about genetics. Yeah, that would be cool to have Fishery on. I've been on Fishery stream before. He was supposed, like a year ago, he said, we were like, I'll go on your stream, you'll come on my stream. It's been a year, I'm still waiting, but that man does have a lot of health issues and a lot of things going on, so I'm not going to complain too much, but it's been on the wish list for him to come on stream. It's been, Imbroom said, I've been debating trying my hand at some microcynodontists. Have you not done them before? That'd be cool. Mixed head and the Ferraci. Oh, those baddest you said? Those would be pretty cool. I do really like the Waisami tetras, the Porcilio Sharks. I still have those darter tetras that are in good condition. I just need to get them in a tank big enough and really focus on them. Latest arrivals. Ooh, vampire crabs. I do think I might get dart frogs this year. I'm not gonna lie. If the downsizing, optimizing goes well quick enough, I might get some dart frogs. I don't know. I mentioned that because the vampire crabs, I feel like by the time I'm doing those, I'm gonna be in the terrarium building. Ooh, did I show you? I'll show you guys. I got some new tubs for my isopods. They're shoe boxes from Walmart. They come with holes in them already, so you just tape them over. But they're much clearer, so it's easier to see them. It's kind of nice. Oh my goodness. All right. I need to get off so I can go to sleep. But it's been fun hanging with you all. Again, it's been a while. I've just been busy. I've been so tired. When I get home, I've been like falling asleep, and then I gotta fall asleep again so I can wake up. It's just been like a whole vicious cycle. But yeah, I'm trying to stream as much as I can. Hopefully this weekend I can get some streams off. Zebra Aquatic said, me and Captain have a stream that we're working on and planning. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but there's a me and Captain trivia stream that should be coming up. Imbroom said, I really thought about vampire crabs until I researched it, and they hide most of the time, so there's some other types that sound interesting. Fair enough. Like the panther crabs are also interesting. I think vampire crabs would be cool if I could keep them with something else in there, but they say... Here's the thing. All the terrarium, like dart frog people, the lizard people, anything that's not fish is like terrarium, paludarium. Most of this shit, they're like, you can't keep it with anything else. Now, here's the thing. I feel like fish, there's a lot of fish that, or shrimp. Oh, you can't keep shrimp with any fish. There's a lot of things with fish keeping that are like that, where everyone's like, you can't keep with anything else, blah, blah. I kind of have a feeling that as more fish people get into this terrarium stuff, we're going to see more of the combos, like paludarium, terrarium kind of area combos of things. But right now, no one's willing to admit online they're keeping certain stuff together. You know what I mean? Mick said, good night, everyone. Good night, Mick, or good morning. Zebra Aquatic said, I just found 6 baby vampire crabs. My second spawn. Damn. Okay. Now I'm jealous, bro. I really want to do that. Zebra Aquatic says, some of these strains were created over a decade ago. We created in countries with lots of import laws that really limits fresh genetics, creating fish more susceptible to illness. Damn. W on the vampire crab spawn. That's pretty cool. Are there a particular kind of vampire crab or? Holy. My stir-fry laid eggs the other day, but that damn blue gold Kogel Tetra, the one fry that was left in their tank, it's now big. It's huge. I haven't been able to catch it, but it eats the Cory eggs immediately. It's one fish that's holding me back from having more stir-fry. Now, the tank they're in has a ton of moss. They're laying eggs in that too, and I think some of those will hatch, and some of them have, over time, grown up and made it in there just kind of passively. But I would like to get into breeding some of these Corys again, but it's hard when I got this rogue Tetra in there that eats the eggs immediately and then hides in the moss. I can't catch it. Ugh. Okay, Zebra Aquatic said the vampire fish is Gosarma nodophorum. Beto says, what's a microcynodontis? Like Lucipennis? I think those are like the bumblebee catfish, no? I think they're smaller than Lucipennis, but I could be wrong. Because I think the Lucipennis or just synodontis. Let me look up this catfish though. Sorry, not this catfish. Let me look up this vampire crab. Very different. Ah. Okay. The white mandarins? Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Zebra also is breeding a shit ton of Amano shrimp, so watch out for Zebra Aquatics, man. Also got a ton of great caves. We need a Zebra Aquatics live stream. We do. I feel like that's got to be yeah, we need a live stream, and then one day we need a little fish room live tour. Imbroom said they're like 2 inches Sinnoh, but not a bumblebee. Okay, got you. All right, well, it has been nice hanging with you guys again. Imbroom said Microcynodontis bets say it looks like they can get to maybe 3 inches. Holy. Let me see if I can look that up real quick. No, it's been nice hanging out with you guys. I think about you every day, you know? I think about you every day. I want to stream most days. If I don't stream, I either just physically can't, or I'm just so tired it would be a terrible stream. You know what I mean? I don't want to stream when it's going to be bad. This was a good one though, but it was mostly because of you guys. Thank you to everyone that sent in a photo. I truly appreciate it. I appreciate the engagement. I love when we're all having fun together, and it feels like we're locked in, and we definitely were locked in tonight. So shout out to everyone that submitted a photo. You guys are great. Shit. Shout out to the replay crew. I know you're in here. Let us know, what is your favorite fish that you saw tonight? You can give your ratings for everything in the comments, even after the fact. We want to know what you think if you're on the replay crew. So shout out to you guys, okay? Mick says, remember, you're all amazingly gorgeous. Shut up, Mick. Oh, my God. Hey, I was drinking the pickled cucumber juice all night. Let's go. I'm on brand. The problem with Sinnoh is they're nocturnal, right? Beto said. Can't wait for Fish Review Stream 2.0. We definitely got to do this again. Replay crew reunite, JP said. Ross said, GG's, well played. I'm going to get some sleep. Thank you to JP, Ross, Mick, Beto, Minato, Zebra Aquatics, of course, Jacob, Diana holding it down in the chat. Lisa Wolf was up in here. Submissions and chat. Appreciate you. Moneyless Maven, Fishcapades, Atkins, Mick, of course, Mitchell Broom holding it down in the chat. Oh my God, my chat history just ended so low. I know there's so many more people besides that. I know we had Gia up in here. We had Fish NJ up in here. Shit, we had JP Jeffries up in here. Now if I'm going to the photos, we had Ross Baltimore up in here. Smart Person, Big Steve, holy, a couple of fish. Atkins, of course. Adam Beetle Breath was in the chat, heavy, holding it down with some photos. SVC, I know you're out here listening to this somewhere. Appreciate you, my guy. Of course. And man, I already said Minato, but damn, he's sending the most photos, so appreciate you greatly for that. And if I missed your name, I'm sorry. I'm just scrolling up. And my history stopped way too early. But I appreciate you all. It's been a very fun stream. Good night. Hardest working fish stream. We'll be back again. And I am absolutely out of here. Peace. Oh, yeah, 186. Thanks, Mick.